Hello, 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 everybody. Hi, Step.
Hello.
Okay, can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. So I just joined in. I wanted to let everybody know today is December the 5th, and we are about to start a show tonight on April Showers where we're talking to the men tonight. And the men are going to ask us questions and inform us on their inner fears, their desires, their wants, and they're going to check us on values, principles, and the nature of a man.
Awesome. This is going to be interesting. I think I might need to get my notes ready.
Right. So I just had a brief conversation with one of the main guys, and he will be on shortly where he will lead this conversation, and I guess we'll see where it goes.
Sounds great. Now you got me ready to pen and paper.
So it will be me tonight, Seb. You, Shanicia will come on a little later, and we'll have Mike and Brandon.
Okay.
So it's my fault that they're not on yet because I told them 9:05 because I thought I was going to be late, but I'm actually doing good tonight.
Girl, no worries. I was sitting here. I was like, oh, let me hurry up and get on here because I was like literally procrastinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, I was excited because I was telling another one of my friends about the podcast. I want no wood paper. About the podcast. So she was like, oh, okay, yeah, that sounds fun. I said, yeah, it is fun and interesting. So I think what I'm gonna do is this one is done, I will share with her the podcast that we've done so that she can give maybe her insight or her views on it.
Yeah.
And
Share, open to all.
right.
I do have one coming up too in a couple of weeks. Is my goal to try to get it done. And so this one will be from a single woman's point of view. And so this one is on single women who are happy, content, and not looking for a relationship at all.
Interesting.
Very interesting. And I'm gonna tell you, this is a total stranger that I met the other day. And it's like I had been knowing her for remember I told you about that? I've been knowing her for I feel like 30 years. And I met her for the first time the other day.
Right.
But our personality snapped like that.
Have y'all been in touch since, or that was just a conversation that you had that made you come up with
I had a conversation with her. I was like, you know what? I need you to do something. And she was like, what? And don't even know what, didn't know her name at the time. And she was like, oh, okay.
Oh yeah. See, those are people that's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. God put it there for a reason.
And she's a young African American lady. I think she's like 29, something like that,
Oh, that's kind of young to know that you want to be by yourself, though.
Yeah, but life experiences teaches us very quick.
It does, but I wonder if another life experience may come about that make her change her whole view too, though.
Yeah. Hello, Mr. New York. How are you?
Hello.
You got to fix your audio sound.
Say something.
You're good.
Loud and clear.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, good evening, ladies. Good evening, April. Good evening, Step. That's all I see right now. I don't see anybody else.
I was just telling Steph I'm a little responsible for everybody kind of dwindling because I gave that 9:05 time thinking I was gonna be running behind, and I actually did good tonight on time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you on time.
I know. That's new, right?
Yeah, you on time.
Yeah.
And you already recording already. We ain't even started.
Yeah, but I was just catching stuff up. We were just discussing the past project we did a couple of weeks ago and what's to come.
Oh, that's your cheerleading trophy back there?
No, it's Mariah's.
Ah,
Mm-hmm.
that is what's up.
I couldn't even tell you what my cheerleading trophy. Oh, they probably at my mama's house.
Mama.
All right, so we have B intern in as well. So tonight on December 5th, we have myself, we have Step, we have Mr. New York, and we have Brandon coming in talking about the nature of a man, the wants, the desires, and the values, and directing questions to the women to get their point across and to finally be heard.
There we go.
Does that sound about right?
What happened? I couldn't hear nothing you said.
Okay, so we are on tonight for you to discuss the values, the nature, personality, the wants and desires of a man, and to get your points across and to be able to direct questions and get answers.
For us to discuss, yes.
Right, right. All right, so at this point, Brandon, I will let you have my floor.
All right, give me 1 second. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
He trying to get his camera together. Give him a second.
Mm-hmm. Anything you would like to mention, Mr. New York or Steph?
You know,
No.
Okay.
Ladies go first.
My bad. I had a little episode right before we got on, so I'm just trying to shake back. But
Okay.
But yeah, so the question I left off with was the nature of a man, right? And
Yeah, that was your very last question right before we kind of ended things a week and a half ago.
and we was getting some pretty good answers. Some interesting,
Mhm.
pretty interesting answers. I know it was said that men are simple, right?
Mm-hmm. And I
All
think that
right.
was Steph just about to say that.
So if men are simple, what complicates men?
Oh yeah, that is where we left off at.
What makes things complicated when it comes to dealing with men? If you know that by nature, we're pretty simple creatures. So, what?
That's you, Steph.
Huh?
You're
Okay,
talking to Steph,
so-
right?
Say it one more time.
You're talking to Steph when you say that you know that you are simple. If you know that men are simple.
I think Steph answered that way. What's your friend name?
Tanisha.
Tanisha. She answered that way. I think you was kind of quiet on it. You hadn't really
I
answered.
did not. I don't agree.
Oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. All right. Boom.
She don't agree. Speak on it.
But I would like for Steph to explain why she thinks so before I say why I disagree.
Okay. Dude, this is good.
Okay, so with that being said, I guess it does depend on the man. However, okay, back to me saying about a man being simple, or some of the men that I've encountered being simple. Like I said, they really don't ask for much, but I think that a lot of the times us as women, I think we can kind of complicate things, and in return the men kind of complicate it on top of that. And the reason I say that is because sometimes we might feel a certain way, or we might want attention, that nurturing feeling from a man, and he doesn't give it to us when we want it. So at that point, it's going to spark off a attitude or an argument or something like that. And then the man is like, hey, why are we even arguing when a woman wanted something, but she may not have been verbal about it? You see what I'm saying? So this kind of like, that can cause complication. And then the man is trying to figure out, like, what is her problem? If she's not talking, then he's going to get aggravated. And at that point, sometimes they're like, you know what? I don't even want to be home right now. I don't even feel like going home. So then he's going to find outlets of ways to try to find that peace that he's not having at home. And that can complicate things.
Okay, I agree. I agree that can complicate things. I'm itching to see why we not simple, April. What's wrong with you?
That's what I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear that one. April, let's go.
I'm gonna
I
try
mean,
to.
y'all are not simple. It depends on who the man is, like she said. However, I can only speak for the people I've dealt with. And the reason why I don't think that men are simple is because, I mean, if you have an ambitious man or if you have someone who wants a lot, you're not simple. You have a lot of demands. You have a lot of things that you want from somebody. I mean, you want the most.
As a man?
Yeah. And so I mean, if you have a man who's really pulling on his woman, to me, that's not a simple man.
If he's pulling on his woman?
For like a lot of demands when it comes down to wanting a lot from them, wanting nurturing, wanting direction, wanting the world almost.
A needy man.
Yeah.
So,
and so that simple relationship becomes a complicated relationship.
Needy man.
You said wanting nurturing, wanting what else you said we be wanting from y'all that makes
physical, want nurturing,
you
just want the world.
Oh yeah, we just want you to be a woman. We want you to be a woman. Are women not naturally like, okay, if we just take we're not gonna put the God aspect in yet, we just taking purely just natural, right?
Okay.
Women are naturally nurturing.
Most of us. Yeah.
They're naturally loving. Even the hardest women, man, they pretty nurturing. I mean, in comparison to like naturally like men, because like men naturally, you know, some men are more naturally nurturing than others. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably one of those guys. You know what I mean? That's something that's been given to me. I'm as a man, I understand just being man. We ain't that nurturing. We don't live in a nurturing world.
Right.
The environment that we grow up in is not really nurturing, except your mama. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We don't really get love from any place else in the world. We can't really, even as little boys, man. You know, shut up. You all right? Get up. Stand up. Stop crying.
Get up. Toughen up. You be okay. Don't cry. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do this.
Exactly. Like from little boy, from the grown men and the grown women telling you that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and it's not necessarily a horrible thing because the world is like that, but we human too. You know, so where do we go to be able to get those emotions out, to have a somebody that's by your side? You know,
Hey Brandon, you know where we go? We don't go to anybody. We get directed to a gym. To go to boxing lessons, go hit a punching bag, go hit the weights, go take a walk, go take a ride, go take a car drive. Some of them go to bars, some of them may go to a club, some of them may go to after hour spot for a lounge, some of them may go to strip club. I know we ain't talking about that, but that's where most men get directed to. It ain't to the woman you with or partner you with or anything like that. It's never that, because we have to be so strong out here, period.
Yeah. And not saying that I want men to be weak, but like, and check this out, Mike. When we do those things, we wrong for that too.
Right. Ding, ding, ding.
The thing of it is, though.
So it's like, what do we do? All we really want as men from our companion is that companionship. I got a 16-year-old son. He'll be 16 in January, right? And he got him a little girlfriend. And I'm gonna call her a little girlfriend because it's high school. So you know what I mean? But and I you know, talk to he's had girlfriends before, but like he's really into this girl. First time ever seeing him act like this with a girl. So it's interesting to me. So I pick his brain. And I was like, you know, so why you like this girl so much more than the other girls? Like he said, really, well, we were friends first, and she was just really cool to hang out with. It wasn't stressful. It was just really, we just really have a good time when we're together. And then now that she's my girlfriend, nothing's really changed. And I'm like, if 2 16-year-olds can get it, can get that simple, that's just that simple.
But you know why it's that simple for them? They're not grown yet. Wait till they get grown and get out in this world and bills and everything. When all that get to adding in, that's when it gets a little bit complicated.
But why does it make it complicated though, Mike?
It's the world we live in. The world makes it complicated. Think about it. And I don't want to put race in the factor, but think about it. When we like this, it's already rough enough. It's already rough enough for us to go out here in this world, period.
Yep.
It's rough from the time we hit that door out there in this world, and then we come home. You know, like I said before, we just want our peace. The thing about it is, men are not really that complicated. It's things around us that makes us complicated. It's things around us that, and I don't even want to say this things around us when we have so much in our brain and our mind of trying to provide, trying to do this, trying to do that. It's so much. Now, April, I know you was talking about needy men. I can't speak on them needy men because I'm not one of them. So it's hard for me to speak on anybody needy. Men do need nurturing too, but the thing about it is, like Brandon said, by the time we start coming up, we told to get up. You fall down, get up. And take from me somebody who lost their mom at a young age, 7 years old. I was around mostly men majority of that time, and you weren't supposed to be soft. You weren't supposed to be none of that. Mm-hmm. So when it's time to express anything, like I said, the gym, the weights, and then so on and so forth. And now you're starting to see more and more now where a lot more men are trying to be, especially the generation below us. I hate to say that, generation below us. They're starting to be more verbal about what's going on with them, a lot of them. And us as now getting to be almost the old heads of the bunch, you know, we got to be out there for them. Now, as far as April and Steph, as far as both of y'all, I'm trying to figure out, you know, this whole topic of nurturing a man. April, I know you're speaking on the men you've been with. I can't speak on that.
But this is the thing. There's nothing wrong with nurturing a man. However, it's give and take. So what you've ever seen this picture and it's like a skeleton sucking a live person dry. That is what I'm referring to when I say needy. Because it's okay when it's give and take.
Yeah, we're talking about two different things. Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? When you're giving, nurturing, he's nurturing you, you nurturing him, y'all giving each other energy. And so the relationship does not become complicated when you're feeding each other, but when one person is feeding and the other person is eating, that's when things become complicated.
Yeah, April, I understand what you're saying. Like I've been in that situation where I was the one feeding and they was the one eating. And I never got fed myself and stayed there. So I understand what you mean by that when you put it that way. And it goes both ways. It's not just men or women. It's some dudes out here that's going through that right now where they're giving a lot. Trust me, I know I've been there.
Right.
Just came out of some crap like that where I'm always giving. It's like, dang, when you gonna come give here? When you gonna come? You know, I got feelings too. I got this going on. I got that going on. When you gonna, you know, see what I see and see
and
things
that's what I think it becomes complicated when that kicks in.
Yep.
That's why I don't think it's simple.
That does happen, but you think all men are like that?
No.
You think majority of men are like that?
No, I ain't gonna even say majority. I'm gonna say some.
I will say, to me, most of the men that are like that are like serious mama boys. The ones never had to do anything, the ones that had their mom to hold their hand through each and every step they took through life, don't know how to pay a bill, don't know how to crank up a car, don't know how to change a tire. Like,
oh my God,
that type deal.
You know what? I can't even speak about a mama's boy. I've never been that, never would want to ever be that. But I see what you mean, Steph, because I know a lot of mama boys, and, or should I say mama's men's, and I also know a lot of them where it's not even, it's so much further than that, where it seems like the mama is their wife and girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And they already got a girlfriend or wife or a significant other. But mama takes place. Matter of fact, I know everybody's seen the meme before that played where the dude pulled up, mama was in the front seat and told the wife to get in the back seat. Like, what? Oh no, I come first, and yeah. So and then they got to arguing about that. I'm like, nah, mama, nah, mama, we cool, but me and my wife, we won. Me and my girl, we won. You want to get in the back, mom? I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, What about the nature of a woman?
What about it?
Tell me a little bit about it. I've never been one. Tell me about a little bit about the nature of a woman. I've only studied it from the outside looking in.
Well, we is as complicated as you want us to be. I mean, we can be simple, we can be complicated. So it just depends on who you're dealing with. I believe that we all, though, have the desires. As you guys, we want to be loved. We want to be honored. We want to be respected. Appreciated.
What's some characteristics, though? Like, what's some characteristics of just what women do naturally? Like when I look at women, when I watch women, even as like kids, man, you get a group of like 6-year-olds together, and you got a group of boys. Let's say you got about 5 or 6 boys, and you got about 5 or 6 girls over here, and you put them in a room, and you give them like some Legos and some dolls. You just give them some toys to play with, some balls or something to bounce around and throw at each other. You watch what the boys go do and how they do, and then you watch the girls. Like you liable to see the girls over there with the dolls doing their hair, playing house with the dolls, or just putting some kind of game together. You know what I mean? Because women tend to be more
creative.
Community. Oh yeah, I would say creative in a way, not necessarily in the way you might be thinking, but I mean, I could say that as far as I'll explain that later. But and then you see the guys over there. You probably got a little guy over there in the corner building something. You know what I'm saying, with the Legos. You probably got 2 little dudes over there trying to kick it over. You know what I mean? You got that over there running and chasing and hitting each other. You know what I'm saying? We got a different kind of energy that as naturally as little boys, we always jumping off. At least when I was a little boy, I always jumping off something, flipping off something, running. You know what I'm saying? We're the dynamics are different. So what makes women different on that level? You know what I mean? Before it gets complicated, before, like Mike said, society get us and makes us have to rethink what comes. So what are some things that women do naturally?
I mean, we're natural creators. We are nurturers. We are homemakers. Naturally, that comes off. So that's why you said when you see little girls building or taking care of dolls, that's what we want. That's what we live for. Most of us, from a little girl, you dream of your wedding. You dream of how many kids you're gonna get. You name your children. You know, those are natural things that we think of as little girls. You know, my dress gonna be blank blank. I'm gonna be married. I'm gonna have 4 kids.
Well, April, what about now? Because these little girls ain't thinking about that now. They're thinking about these little girls.
Saying natural things that we think of from kids.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about from kids. I'm talking about from kids. Have you seen some of these kids lately?
Personally, from naturally, so I can only speak for myself because I'm not a child. So when I was a child, we naturally from the beginning, those were our thoughts because I'm an 80s baby. Those are naturally our thoughts.
Now, what's wrong with most of the things you name would be things that guys would look for in women. So I know last time we all spoke, I said something about women being hard, and it became well, we gotta be because and it was just like, whoa, I didn't mean it like that. You know what I mean? Like, but I mean, facts remain that you know what I'm saying? You gotta hard, you know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So, so whose responsibility is it for you to be you naturally? Is that us? We gotta do everything to make you comfortable to be that, or
Well, I'm gonna say this. The thing is, and once again, speaking on past experiences, when you're in the friend phase, the dating phase, you start to feel each other out. Now, the only thing is with that, and like going back to the women being tough or whatever. So, like April said, as a little kid, you have this stuff coming up, but then you have life experiences, you have relationships, you have bad relationships, you might have a good relationship, but and so forth.
Mhm.
So, based on the things that you go through in life, you're learning from each lesson that you're taught. So as you're learning, you're knowing and figuring out what you will accept and what you won't accept. So therefore, of course, once you're hurt, you're going to build up a wall. But you don't want to let that wall tear down just because somebody say, hey, beautiful, I would like to take you out. You're not going to automatically let that wall come down just because you got a compliment. You see what I'm saying? So at that point, as you're getting to know them and, and learn them and trust them, that wall is slowly going to fall down. Or whatever.
That's a lot though. Yeah. That's a lot. I don't want to demolition walls. You know what I mean? Like, and it's hard to like just venturing out of natural and just putting God into the equation. I don't think God wants us to live with walls up. Now I'm talking from a standpoint of somebody who I'm a natural wall builder. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not careful, if I don't watch myself, I'll put walls up. You know what I'm saying? To separate myself from people. But I gotta watch that because that's not the way. That's not the best way for me to go about doing what I want.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. Right. And I mean, I understand that. I'm not saying that that it's like the most horrible thing to build walls. But what I'm saying is, when it's time for that wall to come down, you'll know that it's time for it to come down. No, you should not have the biggest wall up with any and everybody that you come in contact with. But let that person show you if that wall is worth it coming down. You see what I'm saying?
Give him an example step. Give him a direct example of what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So say for instance, you meet this person and the only thing they're doing is, you talk, you having conversation or whatever, and they're talking really, really good, but everything that they're saying is not matching up to what they're doing. At that point, no. What's the point of letting the wall down? Because you don't have anything to back it up. No, whereas if you have this guy,
That's not a wall, that's just being smart.
Well, yeah, but then it's like, okay, say for instance, if you're in a relationship or you talking to somebody, everything is pretty consistent and, you're going on dates, you're filling out, y'all chemistry is good, you're enjoying being around each other and stuff like that. Then yes, I don't think at that point that you should continue to have that wall up because that person is really showing you who they are. So it's okay for you to let that wall down and be able to let them into your world a little bit. You see what I'm saying? Piece by piece.
And what was the key word you just used? You let your wall down based off what?
The chemistry, the feelings, the energy that you're getting,
and the consistency.
Yes, definitely consistency, because consistency it has to be there.
Yeah, man. So April liked the word consistency. I like the word consistency too. But
we all got our own definitions of consistency, is what I've learned over the years too.
April, I would love to know what yours is, because April, you so quiet in the background. You asking all the questions. I know this is your thing, your show, but come on, I need you to speak on it from your perspective.
I mean, we got different. I've learned this the last 2 years is that everybody's definition of consistency is different. My definition of consistency is, if I say we meet every Sunday at 8:00, you call me every Monday morning, we talk on Tuesday evenings, you may pick up the kids on Saturday afternoons. To me, that's a consistent lifestyle. However, you may meet some people, and consistent might be I speak to you once a month. Or I might see you on summers only. And I've learned,
well, believe it or not, they still
like, you ain't consistent in my life. But can we really say people ain't consistent in your life? Because that's their definition of consistency.
Well, April, they really being consistent. You just ain't.
That's what I'm saying.
You ain't being thorough on what you're saying.
They're being consistent. So I've learned these last 2
Thank
years
you, Mike.
my definition of consistency and other people's definition of consistency is different, but they all
Exactly.
still consistent.
Once again, communication is the key.
Right.
When you're communicating and then you say, you know what, consistency to me is if what you just said. If we're gonna meet this day, we're gonna meet this day. You're gonna call me this time. You're gonna call me this day, this. But if that person's only hitting you up on every summer, they being consistent. They hit you up every summer.
Right.
Yeah, like I think the dating world has gotten really weird, man, and it's because like we like Steph, you mentioned feelings, you mentioned chemistry, things like that, and just from a man's perspective, and Mike, you stop me when I'm wrong. Now you stop me when I'm wrong. I will not get offended, but from a man's perspective, those are some of the easiest things to manipulate to get a woman if you want the
facts
and chemistry.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching you. We probably done had some conversations. You telling me the playbook, what to do, and let's be honest, because it all sparked from transparency and honesty in relationships. Let's be honest. We know up front what men mostly want up front. That ain't all we want all the time, but up front.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we be honest. You know what I'm saying? That's what we, and it's not a bad thing, because if it wasn't that way, how would you get guys? You know what I'm saying?
And Brandon, to piggyback off of that, not only just that, under we know we had one up front, we know after talking to you for 5 to 10 minutes what we gonna get from you, how far it's gonna go, and if you're gonna fit in for what we really want.
Mm-hmm.
And if it ain't happening for what we really want, then we're like, okay, this ain't what we want. Just like the saying goes, chicks know, ladies know within the first 2 to 5 minutes whether they're gonna deal with this dude or not. It's the same thing for us.
We kind of know the way we want to pursue you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah,
and most ladies gonna get a playbook of what they want, because we're gonna ask them, what do you look for in a man? You're gonna tell them what you look for in a man, and if that man ain't it, and they trying to holler, they're gonna be exactly what you said you're looking for.
Like that.
You may not, but most women do.
I don't.
You may not, but most. I'm telling y'all, I see it all the time. Saw it today at the gas station. No, not today. Friday at the gas station. I saw it. I was like, wow, she just told him what man she's looking for, and he just ended up just being it, just automatic. It happens a lot. And the thing about it is,
they don't want in a man. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you what they don't want, what they're not looking for. And it's like, okay, just all right, we'll put that on the list right there. Don't do that. All right. Don't do that. Stay away from this. All right, cool. We in that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So it's like, or this, like, I don't sleep with somebody for the first 3 months. Once you put a time frame on that, like, my mind goes directly there now. Like, now it's like, that's like a competition now. It's like, let me see if I can, you know what I mean? Let me see if I can get it before the 3 months over with, or let me see it.
You know what's so crazy? That whole 3-month rule is one of the craziest things, period. I know people gonna get mad when I tell you this, but it is, because the thing about it is, like Brandon just said, you're gonna get held to that 3 months. It's ladies holding dudes to those 3 months. If a dude says that, happened to a partner of mine not too long ago. And then the thing about it is, when the 3 months come, all right, hey, 3 months. 3 months, let's go.
But if I say, you know, I got a 3-month rule when it comes to spending my money and my time. That sounds crazy to y'all, right? Ladies?
You say what?
Crazy.
I mean,
I have a 3-month rule when it comes to spending my money and my time. I ain't spending no money on you, and I will spend time with you, but it's gonna be when I'm ready to spend time with you. You know what I'm saying?
Boy,
where's it gonna go though with that mentality?
Right.
I don't know, man. It seems to do pretty well for a lot of guys. You know,
it actually does. Brandon's actually right. It actually does well for a lot of guys, because the thing about it is, they want to know if you're there for them, because they're gonna give you the time. I'm gonna find if she really here for me, because I'm gonna give you all this time. I ain't trying to spend a bunch of bread on you. You know, we'll go out
here. That's how that like man, when I went through my phase, my do we gotta call it a 304 phase? Well, when I went through my 304 phase, or can I say the word, April? I don't know. I don't want to violate.
No, go ahead.
Starts with an H and ends with an O.
Oh, that's what phase
Oh.
That's what the 304 is. April don't know the lingo.
I
That's
don't.
what the 304
All
is.
right.
I don't.
So when I went through like where I was just kind of really just like let my hair down and just run wild, because I didn't do that for a large part of my life. You know what I mean? It was surprisingly easy. Like, and it wasn't no money being spent. Matter of fact, they would spend money on me, do stuff for me. I didn't have to like try to appease their feelings. I could just totally be myself because I didn't really care how they felt. I wasn't trying to get.
And Brandon, I bet more women came to you ever.
Bro,
it always works like that.
I didn't even have to talk to girls. Like they would come to me literally, bro. Like it was weird. It would almost seem like should it be like this? Like, am I doing something wrong? Like this is too easy. You know what I'm saying? It only gets complicated when I'm like, damn, I want to treat women the way that they deserve to be treated. And then it's like all this other stuff comes into play. And it made me wonder, like, what do they really look for in us? You know what I mean? What are they really looking for? Because I know a lot of girls who, like I said, I got a lot of homegirls, and they tell me, they tell me all they stuff. So I know girls, y'all just as wild as men. So don't act like we the crazy ones. Y'all just as wild. Women. Not necessarily y'all too, but women. You know what I'm saying? Women.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all just as wild, if not wilder. I didn't tell you some stories. I tell you some stories, but I watched them curve good guys, man. Really, really good guys. For whatever reasons, he corny, or he whatever.
Lame. He this, he that.
I don't like the way he this, or he got that, blah blah blah. But those same girls got this dude, at least one of them, that 2 o'clock in the morning. Hey, what you doing? Come on through. You know what I'm saying? And that dude ain't doing nothing for him. But, you know what I'm saying, that one thing. You know what I mean? So it's like, what do they really, really want? Because it's got to be an attraction to that, right?
I'll tell you what they really want. And this came from a female that told me this last year when I did my podcast. And she said it during the podcast. She said, I used to be one of those women. We want what we know we can't have and don't have strings attached to. I was like, wow. I was glad she said it because I already knew it. She said, once again, I'm going to say the whole thing.
Yeah.
We want somebody that we know we can have and can't have strings attached to, especially those that are involved in their career and themselves. And not to say Steph and April's like that, because I don't want nobody to think that. Thing about it is, majority of them are like that. They just as some of the guys are out here. And they'll pass them, like you said, those good dudes, and be like, oh man, it shows so much of attraction because this dude ain't paying them no attention. This dude ain't holding open no door. I've seen it. I've been places seen it. Dude ain't holding no door. I saw a chick had a whole flat tire. Dude just stood there and told somebody how to do it. And somebody else came and changed it. And with her assistants as well, he didn't even touch it. And she was just all up on him. I'm like, hey, that's how it is? Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic. It's like the dating scene is not honest. So it's hard to look honesty. Right? Like the transparency that we was talking about last week. It's hard to find that because on both sides, men and women.
Men and women, yeah.
Right.
The dating game's not honest.
And B, I'm gonna say it like this for us guys. I know some guys might get mad when I say this, but I'm gonna just say it like it is. There's some guys out here, they don't want the regular. They see the Instagram type chick, Instagram model, the I don't want to start naming no names, so I don't want to give them any credits, but you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about. They
Mhm.
see that, knowing they can't, but in their mind, "No, that's what I want. This is what I gotta have. That's it." And will
Mhm.
pass up the chick that's right here by them, that's paying them attention, paying this, but because they don't have what this chick has physically, and they don't have what they have that
Mhm.
every dude's chasing and want, they're like, you know what? I'm gonna leave her iced over here. You know, yeah, she good, but I like that way over there, right there, that right there, right there.
Yeah, cause we go by our eyes first. You know what I'm saying? Like it's we that's what catch us. A man will rent a car,
Where you going?
count money, do all this stuff to attract those kind of girls, because that's the bait that those kind of girls are looking for. You know what I'm saying? Just to go ahead and you know what I mean, get another notch in the belt. You know what I'm saying? Go to that extreme just to do it. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's a weird world. So if you're looking for honesty, I think one, we got to be honest with ourselves and allow people to be who they are.
And I hate to say that. I hate to say that'll never happen with all these folks out here.
Mm.
You see it. You see it every day. It ain't gonna happen until it gets to a point. For guys, when it gets to a point, it's like, damn, we really want to settle down. We really, you know what? We get that effort into effort. I'm being myself. I ain't changed for nobody. Look, this is who I am. Look, you like it or leave it. And then until the women get to a certain point where they get a certain age, and they're like, you know what? That big list they had, start doing this. When they start doing this, that's when it all becomes real and they real with themselves.
Mm-hmm. And this is my thing, Mike. And April, we're not cutting y'all out the convo, but
Not at all.
this is what I say. This is what I say, right? So I'm gonna call her Shay, because I cannot continuously pronounce her name. But the young lady who was with us last week, who's not here right now, she talked about the tables being turned, right? So now when the women have this this air of power, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna find out what we had to find out. You know what I'm saying? But now that we on the other side of the table, I look at it all like this, Mike. It's our fault. And this is why I say it's our fault, right?
Okay.
Feminine energy. We just talking about the study of female energy and masculine energy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Feminine energy is the creative force energy. You know what I'm saying? It's the dark energy, which represents deep things. That's why they're really emotional. It's really, really chaotic. That's why you hear women say things like, "I need a man that can handle me." You know what I'm saying? Because that she's subconsciously like, I'm not really able to handle myself as well as I would like to. You know what I'm saying? Masculine energy is structured. It's what builds. You feel what I'm saying? So when you have masculine energy that's supposed to be the structure in the building block, we're gonna have to focus. First of all, we're gonna have to discipline ourselves sexually. This is the way we can turn it around.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to discipline, and everything I say, Mike, is gonna be at a disadvantage for them. And that's what's gonna help them realize some things. But we gotta take this opportunity to realize some things.
Mm-hmm.
We become disciplined sexually, right? And take that energy and focus it on our purpose, focusing it back on building our communities, getting with some of these young men out here that's killing each other at a crazy rate. You know what I mean? Getting with some of these young ladies out here that's lost, and their greatest role models are strippers and HO. You know what I'm saying? That word. You know what I'm saying?
B, I got something to comment about that. I did a Big Brother program for years.
Yeah.
In Atlanta and here. And this is what made it so crazy. You hear about more Big Brother programs than you did sister programs. And this was why. That was one of the questions I raised. And it's based on what you're talking about. We wasn't afraid to go and talk to young dudes and try to train them to do whatever. Mm-hmm. A lot of the ladies, you need to talk to the young girls. Oh, they don't want to listen to me. What I'm talking to her for? It was all the drawback. that was coming back and forth from the ladies, the young girls in the mentor, and the ladies that was trying to. It was like, and they didn't even get a chance to even get to know one another. They were just already, and I seen that in both states, in both cities, in Atlanta and here, and I'm just like, wow, it's really the same as it is in Atlanta. I said, wow, you really can't put that many women in a room together like that. And for the older ones to tell the young ones what to do. Look how Steph looking. She's like, yeah. Look, Steph, I'm telling you what I saw. And I was like, wow, there's some younger girls out here that really need to be, how can I put it? I'm gonna say nurtured. They really need to be nurtured because we can say mentor, but me, I'm saying nurture because a lot of them need some hugs. That was in both of them groups in both states that I saw. I'm like, oh my God, these is what these young girls really think. Like one young girl was like, I'm aware what I'm aware. I'm gonna do what I want to do because I gotta attract these boys. She ain't think about nothing else but attracting these boys and these men. And the other chick said, no, we're gonna attract these men because we're gonna get this money. You know, that's what they do on TV, that's what they do, and this and this. That's what they have to go by. And it was like, wow, they're going by what they see that is so fictional. For folks that don't know, I worked in the entertainment industry doing bodyguard security work. All that's not real. So, but to them, that's the real thing. That's what we got to live. That's what we got to do. And it actually set the standards for regular dudes that like, oh, I got to be on this status just to get your attention. Or I got to do this. So let me go get this fake jewelry. Let me go, as B said, let me go rent this car.
We gotta stop trying to get their attention, man. We gotta take our focus off of them.
Right, and that's what I was about to say. If most of us did that, and just focus on ourselves.
Now we got to teach young men to do the same. You feel what I'm saying? Like it's no offense to the ladies, you know what I mean? But right now it's been established that y'all want to have your fun right now because the tables have turned. So it is what it is. It's of no consequence. We have to do what we have to do, and one of those things is discipline. I said because if we do that, they don't have any more plays to make.
Okay, so after you've disciplined yourself and got yourself together, then what?
Oh, we'll never have a shortage of women. We don't. That's not. We don't have to focus on that at all. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. Like,
but then
what? The more we build and the more we focus on community, the women will be right there. That's what I'm saying. We don't have to be so sex crazed and sex driven. We could pick from what's going to be around us. Like women flock to men that's doing stuff.
So what is the next goal though? After you focus on yourself, get yourself together, get to where you want to be, what is next?
If I want to have a family, I choose a woman that I want to have a family with. If I want to have a family, you know what I mean? Let's say a young 26-year-old male, you know, so I got, you know, I mean, I've been through the rigors of life. So I got kids and exes and all that kind of stuff. You know what I mean?
Baggage.
But yeah, if you want to call it baggage, we could do that. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about somebody who's fresh.
Right.
There's really no incentive for him to want to start a family these days, except for him. He's going to want to have that desire. And believe it or not, a lot of men, most men, I would say, have that desire deep down. We just want to play around first. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes me a little longer.
Not usually all want to play around. You got some of them that look at what statistics have showed. For one kid to raise from birth to 18 is $600,000. That really was just released. So you got these young kids do like 600,000. So they're like, you know what? I ain't there yet. Especially think about it. Most of them that just got out of college, they 22, 23, 24 years old. They ain't at that level yet. So they still trying to get themselves going, get themselves rolling. And by the time they get themselves to that, they right at in their 30s.
About 30, 31, 32.
I mean, like KS said, shout out to KS, RP to him. He said most men don't reach their peak of what they're gonna make until they at least in their 50s.
Realistically.
So Stephanie, if you think about that, if most men are thinking that, because that's the way society is throwing it, oh, I gotta have this much money, I gotta have this. I ain't talking about the ones that out here just playing around. I'm talking about the ones that's really focused on like, hey, by this time I want to have a family, by this time I want to do this. 'Cause I was one of them, you know, ready to have a family at this time and that time. I said, no, I'm gonna wait till I ain't married nobody until I'm 30. I ain't doing this to this time. I ain't doing this to that time. Because in my mind, I was always thinking of I need to have X
I
amount
gotta
of
have,
money,
I have
X
that.
amount of dollars, X amount of this, because everything falls back on me. Like I said, the last one we did, they gonna look at the man if something goes wrong. Lights get cut off, they gonna look at her, they gonna look at you. They gonna look at me and be like, yo, how you let that happen?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Car
And,
got
and
took it. It could be your car that got took it. They got repo. Yo, how you let your girl car got repo? What?
yep.
How you let this? And so in our mind with us growing up and to the point we grown, we like, we gotta have this and have that. And then once we figure we almost there, almost getting at it, we out here searching, then we find a lot of them just playing around. So they like Brandon said, the tables turn. So they playing the field and playing around. It's like, okay, well, if y'all playing around, then I'm gonna keep doing me over here.
Thank you. That's the point I was trying to get to right there. What you just said. Like if you're gonna do that, why do I have to choose a girl at all? I'm gonna have girls. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I'm trying to keep it clean, but basically the sex will be there if that's what you want. You know what I mean? But something deeper than that, um, it ain't my job to pull that out of a woman. You know what I mean? But if she's displaying that, like we look at the Bible stories, right? Like what's the one that all the ladies go crazy when the pastor be preaching about it, man? Ruth and
Boaz.
and Boaz. Find your Boaz. Ruth did a lot of stuff to get Boaz, man. She reeled him in nice. She had a nice little coach. What was her coach's name? Naomi.
Mhm.
Was a was giving her the game, how to go get it. You know what I mean? And which is another thing that's missing from observing with women today. Y'all don't have. Well, I even say y'all don't have. A lot of them either don't have or don't listen to the older
A
women.
lot of us don't have, and another reason why I think that is because I notice a lot of older women once they get in church, they become focused on them and not really giving back and nurturing the younger women. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
That ain't just in church. That's in life, period. And
period.
then you
Yeah,
got a lot. You got a lot of them now just getting back out here, so they reliving what you living right now.
Yeah, but
What you
I
living,
say
they're
at
trying to
church
relive that.
because we were discussing Ruth and Boaz and Naomi, and those are biblical characters. So that's why I
yeah.
referred it to.
Okay. So we'll keep it church thing. But you right about the church part. But I gotta say, it ain't just church though.
Yeah, so she's giving her the playbook on how to get this guy, how to get his attention, how to let him know that you're interested, how to get what you're looking to get. I'll tell you another about my mother, you know what I mean? And she probably don't even know I know this story, but it's a girl that I used to talk to. And like my mom and dad have been together since they've been like literally 13 years old. You feel what I'm saying? Like they've been together forever, you know. So my mama was telling this particular young lady, and I just found this out like last year, talking to this young lady, and she told me this story, and she said it's a story that she always took with her, and it always stood out to her. She said, your mama was telling me a story about a time where it was in high school. It was after like a basketball game or something like that. And, when you young teenagers, you kind of off on, back on, off again, kind of thing like that. So my mama was going to get a ride home with my daddy, but it was this girl that liked my daddy. And she pushed up on him, like on some like, hey, flirting with him, girl, doing
Right.
what you supposed to do when you want a man, you know what I mean? And and she was like, she asked for a ride home. So my daddy gave both of them a ride home. And my mama was going on some like, in her mind, you know, naturally, how you gonna give her a ride home when you know that? But she didn't do that, and she got in the car, and you know what I'm saying, played her part, right? And so she asked the girl, but I don't think her and my daddy was like on, you know what I'm saying? I think they was kind of on that weird gray area when you break up, get back together type weird stuff that people do in relationships when you're young. And she asked the girl, she said, now let me ask you, if you in that situation with my son, what would you do? And the young lady said, nah, if he want to take her, he can have her. I ain't finna fight over no man, or argue no man. And my mama say, see, if I thought like you, I wouldn't have him.
Mm.
And she said that took her aback, like, and it made so much sense to her. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had that mindset of this like what I'm entitled to, what I deserve, and you don't treat me like this and da 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 da. At that point, it was like for my mama, if I can imagine what was going through her head, it's like, that's my man. I ain't finna let you come in here and just, you know what I'm saying, do what you want to do with my man. You feel what I'm saying? That's my man. I don't care what we going through right now. That's my man. You feel what I'm saying? And that takes a lot of humility to do that. Because naturally, don't nobody want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Feel silly. My mama told me that story herself, and she told me she felt silly on the ride home. She told me that. She told me, I hope I ain't saying too much, mama. But oh well, we'll talk about it later. But she said she felt silly. It was an awkward ride and all. You know what I'm saying? But some 20, 30 some years later, she could tell this young lady about how to not only get a man, but to keep a man. And this is when she was a teenager. So I say that to say, as long as the tables are turned and the women are having their fun right now, it's taking them further away from what they're actually wanting, what they're actually looking for. You know what I mean? And I don't think we as men can reel y'all in on that aspect. And when I say y'all, I'm just talking about the state of women in general right now. I think we can all agree that it's a little wild out here on both sides of the fence. You know what I mean? Like, it's a little crazy. But that's why I say, Mike, we have to refocus ourselves, man. As men, bro, we have to refocus ourselves, because they're going to I love watching the shows where it's like the men versus the women and stuff like this, entertaining, and it's really good points made. But that's not gonna get us nowhere ultimately, though. You know what I mean? Once we start putting ourselves in position that we supposed to be in, we gonna have to do stuff like more meetings with guys doing community stuff, man. We might have to have a events. You know how the girls be having they girls trips and stuff like that, man. We might have to do some men's trips, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's so crazy? With some guys I know, they just started back doing that after the pandemic. And what they would do is they would take these guy trips, and anybody else just hearing, oh, they go flunk, go do this. No, they were going to sit and brainstorm and think about things, and they actually were recorded, and they would think of ways on how to reach out to the younger guys, how to reach out to them to get them to understand what can we do. Like, for instance, here we talk about church. Think about church for a minute. When the younger folks hear some of the church music, listen to it now. Some of the newer stuff, you see them start to add a little trap music to it, a little something to get their attention. So he said, we're trying to think of ways that we can incorporate something that's already going on to get their attention. Steve Harvey has done it with the boys camp. Let me get these people to get there. Shout out to Hip Hop Preacher, E.T. Eric Thomas. He found a way how to do it. And
yeah.
That's my guy right there. Shout out to E.T.
Yeah, for real.
I met him a few times. Real cool dude.
Oh,
And
the guy, Cave, the Adula.
yeah, I know you're
Yeah.
talking about.
I can't remember his name though. I like him a lot too, man. He's really, really good for young men, bro.
Yeah.
I
And
was,
and even Dr. Umar Johnson, I give it up to him too. That's my guy too. I give it up
yeah, you got
to
that
him. It's
one.
like yeah, it's like everybody who right now that's coming out to do things like that is not being broadcast enough. Let me put it that way. Not being broadcast enough, and it's a lot of younger guys out here that don't have the father figures. I don't mean just father figures. They let me put it this way, and it's gonna touch deep on some people. They can have their father right there, but don't have the father figure
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
with them. And I seen that doing the mentorship program for a lot of these boys. Like when I say, "Oh, my dad's here," but I'm talking to their dad. I'm like, "Dang, they dad's like they're about 15, 16 years old mentally."
Mm-hmm.
And they were close to my age. And I was like, wow. So how if he's like that, if he's 14, 15 in the mind, what can he teach this 14 to 16-year-old sitting right beside? So you're right. It does need to be a whole lot more of that. Um, and I've seen it. I've seen more and more of it happen, especially with churches, men group. But how can we get more and more of the young men to come forward? Because a lot of them will
We got to
not
go get them, man. They
go.
ain't gonna come forward, bro. They ain't gonna come
Mm-mm.
forward.
I know, but a lot of them, even when you go to get them, I ain't got listen, I ain't got time, I got this. So you have to find things to dangle in their face, so they're like, ooh, and they all like, and then they, yeah, yeah, come on, there's more of this over here, come on, more of this over here. I watched this one video, and April, I'm trying to find a nice way to say this. This guy fooled every young dude by just telling them, come here, we got the, and he had these girls dancing and dancing. When they got there, they saw the poles and everything. Oh, the girls coming out. And they closed the door, locked the doors. No, the girls ain't coming out. This is what we're gonna talk about. We got y'all here. Let's talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they talked about keeping these young men out of jail and out of prison. There's a video on YouTube right now. I think it has like 6, 7 million views, maybe 8 million by now. And that's what a dude did with a bunch of other dudes. And he sat and talked to all these young men that came there looking for what they thought was gonna be there. But he said, if I can change a fourth of these guys' minds that are here, if I can reach out to a fourth of them, I'm good. I thought that was
Mm-hmm.
the smartest thing ever. I said, I mean, Brandon, when I say a lot of them, April, Steph, when I say a lot of them, they got over 50,000 dudes there.
Mm.
50,000. They said it's free drinks, free this, free that. You got to be at least 18 to get here, but you couldn't drink. You had to be in 21 to drink. We're gonna do this and do that, and they advertised it on social media. This happened back in 2000, I'm gonna say 19, maybe 18. I think it might have been 18, and all these dudes showed up.
Mm-hmm.
You would
That's
have, you would have thought, and they couldn't. Police was out there like, what is going on? What is going on? These guys got there and do that. They was letting them in, just letting them in. They said, all right, we're killing nobody else in right now. We're gonna do a second part. Come back at this time. So some people left, some people just stayed, and all they did was mentor all those young guys that was there.
that's good, man. What if something like that was put together and everybody brought like $100 to $1,000 and you took the money and then you say, all right, we got all these guys, man. Who does what? You put this group over here that might do some plumbing, might do some stuff, man. You go out there and build
That was
some
one of the things they did.
houses for some people. You know what I'm saying? Like it's
Mhm.
things that can
Yeah,
be done to where, but basically what I'm talking about is like moving out of
You're
nature.
saying about redirecting your focus, right?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I was asking about the nature at first, and because eventually we got to just move out of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't want to leave the young ladies out either. You know what I'm saying? The young ladies, because they still kind of malleable in their thinking. I used to teach, when I was in Greenville, and I had a good rapport with all the kids, man. And one day, when it's like school's about to let out and ain't nobody really doing nothing, but you got to be there, so you got to act like you like doing schoolwork and stuff like that. It's like 2 weeks left of
Mhm.
school, So it was like one of them days, and a couple of the girls were standing up by my desk, and they was telling me about some little issues they had going on, and they kept telling me how guys ain't this and guys ain't that, da 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 da. And I'm like, well, I was like, so why? I was like, why? What makes guys not this and not that? And she say, because they cheat, they do this and they do that, blah blah blah. I said, yeah, okay, I can see that. You ever cheated on somebody? Yeah, but I didn't do it first. I did it because they did it. Blah blah blah. I was like, why would you do something? So if they cheat and it make them ain't ish, if you cheat, don't that make you the same thing? But nah, Mr. Moses, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. Well, life ain't fair, man. It's a circus. You know what I mean? So take fair out your equation. Don't that make you the same thing as them? Why would you do that? Because it's not fair. Men can do all this stuff and they looked at this way, but as soon as girls do it and da da da, I was like, well, let me break it down to you. I was like, y'all might not read the Bible. Now by this time, it's like 9 girls sitting around the desk. Now everybody done started pulling up chairs. I'm like, I was like, see, I started explaining like the women being special, right? And I in a way where they can understand it, And I was just saying, like, so if, like I said, what you have is special, it's sacred. Feel what I'm saying? Life comes out of that. You feel what I'm saying? The life is like you protect that. You know what I'm saying? We ain't that daggone special when it comes to that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Even the anatomy of it. You know what I'm saying? I like Mike, but man, look, me, 2 heads, bro, 2 brains, man. You know what I'm saying? We like women are at one with their anatomy. We got to argue with ours. You feel what I'm saying? Like, we got to tell him, like, all right, now sit down, now chill out. Like, this ain't the time for that. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Because he's just like, do it. You know what I mean? Like, do
You're
it.
Right.
We got to be like, we got to fight with our anatomy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and so I started telling them, like, don't take this ruby or emerald or whatever the jewel is and make it a rock or something that's common. You know what I'm saying? Like, treat it as such. I was like, so if you want to, I'm gonna tell you how to get guys to act right, and you're not gonna like it. And now these high school kids, so don't be alarmed. You know what I mean? Plus, I don't pull punches when I be talking to young men and young women. You know what I mean? I said, if you want men to act right, I'm gonna tell you what you do. You're not gonna like it, but this is how you're gonna do it. Close your legs. Mr. Moses, that's not fair, because if we do that, then the guys are not gonna want us, and then they blah blah blah. I said, well, you don't want them guys no way. If that's all they want you for, if all they want you for is what's between your legs, you don't want them anyway. So you don't weed it out. Half your problem right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they was really
to a bunch of high school kids,
they was high school. And I said, and they was really receptive. And even a couple of girls would come back like the next day, Mr. Moses, I tried what you said, and it worked. I was like, good. You know what I'm saying? Good. I hope you take that lesson with you. Take that lesson with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold yourself in a high regard. If men ain't this and men ain't that, don't try to be like one. Be you.
Right.
Go ahead.
April, how much time we got?
Go ahead, B. Finish your sentence.
Yeah, and things will turn around for the best. But the thing is, we can't. That's not going to happen right now. Women are having too much fun, so we're going to have to.
Okay, that's where I've heard you say that like 5 times. Women are having so much fun.
Y'all having fun, man.
You have some women, a lot of women, who are living stable lives, who are raising their children, who have so much to bring to the table, holding down their own, independent, and don't mind being interdependent. and they're looking for people to bring to the table what they have, to be an additive, not to be a deduction, and not to take care of them. They just want a partner to add to them. They ain't thinking about cheating. They ain't thinking about messing around, but they thinking about a life partner to do life with. They ain't thinking about having no fun because they're adults and they're comfortable in their adulthood.
What you said, this person that we speak of, they bring so much to the table. What are those things again you named that they
You
bring
may
to the
have,
table?
like, I'll put myself on. Like, I'm willing to be an interdependent person, right?
Yeah.
I'm a good catch.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm the bomb.
Nobody
That's right.
Nobody
Okay.
says you wasn't, but
No,
you
what
didn't
we're
answer the
saying is,
question though.
we are answering
What
the
was the
question, but you're not
question?
listening.
All
I'm
right, here
saying
come the
he was
fire.
saying how women are having fun. Not everybody's having fun. Not everybody's even living with that mentality. Because you got
indeed.
people
I
out
give you
here
that.
just doing life, you
I
know,
give you that.
taking care of their own, ain't thinking about no men running in and out their lives, ain't thinking about
Oh,
no clubs,
What
ain't
are the
thinking
things?
about no hot girl summers. That
Oh.
ain't
What are
even
the
their
things
mindset.
that this girl, that this young lady, or these young ladies are? You said they bring a lot to the table. You know, I'll be glad when we get this table figured out that everybody be talking about. But what
Mhm.
is the things that they bring to the table? Because after that, you mentioned independence and something else. And
Independent, and they're willing to live in an interdependent relationship.
all right, so when you say independent,
So as an individual, you know,
why-
you're having
hold
to
on,
be
wait.
independent.
Hold on. I'm trying to see how I want to phrase the question. All right, so when you say independent, what makes that part of the like one of the things you want to highlight that you bring to the table? Why is that at the forefront, like independence? Like, why does that mean so much
I
to the
think
guy?
as an adult, you need
That's
to be independent because you don't need, as an adult, you need to be able to hold your own if you're living as an individual person.
Right.
So when I
right.
say independent, like you ain't living off your parents, you ain't living off no male or female. You're an adult in society able to take care of yourself.
But I'm asking from how does that make it more attractive to a guy? Because we don't look at that as much. Yeah, we don't really look at that as much as I think people may think that we do. You know what I mean? We don't really look at it that way, especially if you're talking about the kind of guys that y'all are going after. You know what I mean? No, I'm saying y'all like it's y'all. I'm talking about the good women. I'm talking about the good women now, April. I'm talking about the Aprils and the Steps and the name I can't. Shanicia. There we go. Shanicia. You know what I mean?
You said it right.
So the guys that you're gonna want to go after, they're not really necessarily looking. I mean, they don't want you to be no ratchet or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? But independence ain't necessarily a huge thing. Like even if you was living with your mama, like so.
Right. Look, B, in this time of day, you might be living with your mom because of, you know what? It's more financially responsible for me to go live with my mom. My mom might be sick.
Right.
I know somebody's going through that right now. My mom might be living with me.
Right.
And then it looks, so in the ways we can't kind of look at that. Us as guys.
I don't know, because I'm gonna say for myself, the man that I want for me, I want him to always be pushing me higher. So I don't want me living with my mom to even be acceptable to him. I want him to be pushing me higher.
I didn't say acceptable. I was saying we meet you and that's what it is. Then we find out for what reason that you're living with your mom. And then we're telling you, hey, by this time, we're trying to get to here. Listen, I said, we trying to get to here. If we already dating during this time, I'm going to show you this is where we trying to go.
But I hold myself accountable to a higher level before I would even be dating. So I ain't even going to put myself on that block. Now, somebody else can. But if I'm living with my mama, I ain't even dating. I'm trying to get me together in that phase.
No, that's for sure.
I say that's what's up. But you know what? In this time of day, it's unrealistic for a lot of women and dudes.
And guys really at the end of the day don't care. Like it's I understand what you're saying from the perspective that you're saying it, but speaking from, like you say, you want a guy to continuously push you up, right? And so you wouldn't even want that to be acceptable to him. Like, so what are guys like that you're looking for? What do they look for? Right? We can talk about what you guys want. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and what you bring to the table.
I'm using me as an example. Let me clarify. I'm using me as an example because I don't want you to say, which I don't want nobody inboxing me. I don't want nobody DMing me, right? I'm unavailable. Okay.
Yeah.
But as an example, you said, now ask your question, B.
So how do you get that man that's going to elevate you the way that you like? How do you get the kind of man that you're looking for? What is that man looking for? Yeah, because like, what is he looking for?
Okay, so the man that I want to attract, I want him to be looking for someone who is willing to be interdependent.
What no, not what you want him to be looking for. What are the guys that's like that?
What are they looking for?
I would hope to be someone who's interdependent, because I ain't trying to talk to nobody who ain't trying to have no interdependent relationship.
No, April, you still missing it. Brandon is asking you, what do you think they're looking for?
Well, how about you share? Tell us, what are they looking for?
Brandon.
I'll tell you what they're looking for.
I don't know. I don't want a guy to elevate me. So I don't know. You know what I mean? That's what
But you're a guy. So from a guy's standpoint, because you're the one who raised the question that independence is not a huge thing on a guy's list. So if independence isn't, then what is high from a male's perspective? When a guy's in the market looking for a mate, then what is important to him? If independence is not one of them, or it's not high on the list, then what is? That's my question to you.
Again, like I was saying earlier when we started, nurturing is big on my list. You know what I'm saying? Not on a needy way, you know what I'm saying? But just in a feminine, just
recording in progress.
And what another thing, somebody that's an asset. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's just gonna be an asset. Somebody who's down for the cause, man. Like what I'm talking about, having a mission, having a purpose. You know what I mean? Like say, small things. Using someone who can use her gifts along in conjunction with mine to help move things along. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a part of an interdependent relationship right there. That is what I'm saying too.
I'm sorry. When you say an asset, okay. Yeah. What do you mean? Like, I need you to clarify, break that down for me. When you say she needs to be an asset, in what way? How does she need to be an asset?
So she need to be an asset in the way of, like, she take her talents and she's able to put those with mine, and we're able to move the envelope forward. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. It's like playing on a team. So like if I'm here and let's say I'm at the studio, I got a session, studio's at the house. I got a session. She may not be musically inclined, right? But she may be great at marketing, right? So she might say, hey, I heard that song that y'all was working on. I have an idea of how I can get that artist this kind of light, this kind of shine, or what's the name down at the downtown at the bar? You know, I can get them in there probably for little or nothing.
You're saying whatever her gifts, talents, and skill sets are. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Like, not somebody.
Right. Hello, everybody. I'm late. How y'all doing?
Yeah, you had a good time. You had a real good time.
I'm sorry.
I was
out and about, but I'm sorry. I just had to mess with y'all because I just came in on a tail end. So forgive me. What was the question? What did I miss? That's what I mean. What did I miss?
So Brandon is saying, he's asking questions about what do we think that men are looking for. Mr. New York is chiming in, kind of just piggybacking off of him so far.
As usual.
Yeah. Because you want to know why? Because if I say a lot of what I'm going to say, Y'all women gonna get
You
mad.
being truthful. Okay, see, that's what I want. Stop listening.
And
This conversation,
I'm
hold
giving.
on, wait. If this conversation is
Uh-huh.
going to move, then y'all have to be
It
honest.
is.
Like
It is, but we're
this is
being
why
honest.
Hold on, Mike. Hold on, Mike. Hold on. Ask a question. Ask a question.
If,
We
no,
just
I'm
gonna hit
saying
it
like
straight
he
honest.
keeps saying, if I say what's really no, that's why we are here. Say
No,
what
I'm
on
gonna
your
say.
mind.
Look.
It's
I'm
important.
gonna say what I'm gonna say. I'm letting Brandon go first because he's the one that directed the question.
Right.
Then I'm gonna
Brandon-
come in and say what I need
Brandon
to say.
respectfully has been speaking though for the last hour and 20 minutes.
You been winded? Okay, so
No,
what?
he's
Doing like
been
a whole
talking.
dissertation or nothing like that.
No, but what I mean by that is leading.
Yeah.
What was
Yeah.
the question though?
I
What
let
was the
him
question
lead.
that I missed?
He was asking me the question of what do I think that men are looking for?
No, not men,
But
but
it's
the men that you
important.
want.
Not
The
man.
men that you
Specific
want.
man.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stephanie,
The
what
men-
you think?
The men that you want, what are they looking for? Like
And
how
so
do you
I
get the
was
man
telling
you-
you the
And
men
everything I
that
have to
I would
offer
want would have to be looking for interdependent relationship.
which I understand better now.
Success, yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Because
understand what you mean.
interdependent relationship is what you both are bringing to the table.
Right. I ain't gonna lie, I didn't understand totally what you meant by that. You know what I mean? But you let me know. How do you get that though? How do you get the man that does that?
Well, what do you mean when you say how? Because I mean, don't you attract those things? Like, don't energy don't
Right.
lie. Like I feel like energy don't lie, right? Energy don't lie.
You feel like your energy attracts the man that you want?
Like to think so, yes. I would like to think that plays a part. And then because like you said, it's physical, it starts off physical. And then as we get to know or learn each other by conversation, then those are building blocks, right? Like that's when we can start establishing, like, okay, is this really gonna be the guy? Like, so are we compatible?
Has
What
it-
do
has
we
it
have
been
in
working?
common?
I'm gonna say I bet.
Say it again, repeat.
I just said, has it been working?
Remember, I'm not on the market. So
But-
I ain't cast my line, but whenever I do,
Has it worked?
See, there she
Oh,
goes. She ain't cast the line.
yes, when
I-
I cast
look.
when I put that bait out there, oh, definitely. Because listen,
Look.
I am
Hold on.
a
This
very
is interesting.
confident.
Then, Mike, I'm gonna let you take it on in, man, because this is interesting. All right, so it works. Where those guys at?
They everywhere. They in the
Where?
marketplace.
I'm talking about
They
the
at
ones that
church.
it worked on.
They in the
Where are
grocery
they?
store. They everywhere. Men are okay.
The
So
ones that we talking about getting the man that you're
okay.
looking
So first
for.
of all,
So you said it's worked before. You've gotten the man that you've looking for based on
yes,
the
when
energy.
I was broken, I have, and I mishandled him. Oh yes.
Okay.
Okay, I can go with that.
The type of the breed I'm looking for, because I'm a rare breed, I think I attract rare breeds, right? I'm a business-minded individual. So therefore, the circles or the people that I associate myself with, they're gonna be business-minded people also, right? That's not to say that I can't sit and conversate with other people. I'm just saying, millionaires hang out with millionaires. Billionaires
Right.
hang out with billionaires, right? It's all about the
Mhm.
company that you keep, right? So if
Yeah.
I'm looking for a particular type of individual, I'm not gonna be in the bar, right? He could be there, I don't know, but I don't drink. So I don't want a man that drinks. So I'm not gonna look for my husband or my future mate in a bar, right? Because that's not how on my list, right? I don't smoke. So no, I'm not gonna be at the pothole because I don't want no nigga that smoke. I'm sorry, excuse me, I can't use the N-word.
you
Hold on,
don't
forgive me.
No, you said it right. Go ahead.
Right. So when you say, am I gonna attract the man that I absolutely, because I'm gonna have myself in those places where people like-minded as myself will be, right? Because I'm a church girl, I'm gonna be at church. Now, does that mean I'm gonna find my husband in church? No, but he better go. Like that's a requirement. Okay?
That's required.
So
Yes.
you're in a room full
Yes,
of.
that's a
hold on.
requirement.
Hold on.
Right?
So
We're talking about what I
I'm
want.
just
you're in a
asking.
room full of-
Okay.
I'm talking about what I want. We talk about what you want, Mike. I'm talking about what I want.
Hold on, Miss Carter.
Boy, she directed this toward me.
You're in a
Okay.
room full of you're in a room full of, hold on, it's let's say it's a room of 30 people. You got
You go with your
15.
hypotheticals. What you want? Go ahead.
It's all
Go ahead.
example. It's easy to take it out of making it personal. You know what I'm saying? So we can kind of take the emotions out of it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you're in a room. You got 15 girls, 15 guys. All these guys are the very type of guy that you're looking for. How do you walk out of that room with one of those guys?
I glow.
Huh?
Wow.
But that's that
Hold
means
on.
hold on. We're gonna do
Wait,
honesty.
hold on.
We're gonna do
That's my-
honesty. That
hold on.
means nothing. What you
Let me
just
finish.
said. I'm a glow.
Wait, you cut me off. You
All right, I
didn't
got
let me finish. I started off with I glow, and here you went in. What's
I
wrong?
did,
Take the
I did.
emotions
I didn't
out.
go in.
That's
I
what
just
you
said
said. Take
I
the
did.
emotions
You got it.
out.
You got it.
So hold on.
Continue.
My
Continue.
personality is effervescent. Like I told y'all in the previous one, people are naturally drawn to me. That's where that energy comes in at, right? You ever walk in a room and you just felt like you just felt the presence from an individual, and when you met them, it's like, oh, that felt good. That energy felt good, right? My energy is not like anyone else's in that room, right? And then if my energy, if that draws you, then my conversation is going to capture you, right? If we're like-minded, right? Or even if we're not like-minded, you're still going to enjoy that conversation when you walk away. I'm an unforgettable person. I know who I am, right? And that's any one of y'all in this room. I'm not going to forget who you are, Mike, because you might. I'm not going to forget who you are, Brandon, because you Brandon, right? Everybody brings a different energy into this room, right? That's how you set yourself up. When I walk in the room, I command attention, and I don't even be trying, right? It's just on me, right? That's just like you. When you walk in the room, what sets me apart? I don't dress like everybody else. I don't talk like everybody else. My personality is not like everybody. I am one of a kind. Seriously. I don't try to fit in with everybody else. That's what sets me apart, right? Because so these days, everybody look the same. Everybody dress the same. Everybody pretty much talks the same. When we talking about females, because they all injecting, boosting, they want this Barbie doll, Coca-Cola. No, baby, what you see is what you get. And if that ain't good for you, keep walking, right? We can have a good conversation, but keep pushing. If I'm not for you, I'm grown enough to admit that. I don't have to be for you. But there is someone out there, right, who I'm not going to intimidate, right? Who's not going to be shied away from me in all my fullness or whatever that looks like, right? Because he's designed for me. And I believe that we will be attracting each other. And when the time is right, we will meet, right? But like I said, I'm not on the market. I got people in my DMs right now that I don't even respond to, okay? And they just based off of pictures. They never even talked to me, right? That's crazy to me.
Don't we all?
No, but that's crazy. Like, that's crazy.
It's not crazy.
What you're saying is,
So you don't have an active strategy.
am I attracting this particular? I don't know, because I'm not on the market. I don't want to know yet, right? But then when I am on the market and I start sifting through, like I said, my energy, people are like naturally drawn to, that's anybody. People are drawn to certain individuals, right? You may not have experienced that. You may not, I know me though, right? I all the time it happens to me, right? Before I even open up my mouth to have a conversation, my personality draws. People are naturally drawn to me, right? Mm-hmm. That's just how I am. I'm only speaking from myself, right?
Do it.
Now there was a time when I was in my broken state, I used to attract.
Hold on.
Wait, hold on. Wait, one second. Let me finish.
You said draw them in.
Listen, let me finish. Before I started doing work on myself, I used to attract all type of dudes, right? Now I've gotten to a point when I started fixing me, certain dudes don't even try to talk to me no more. Because I guess it's in their mind, like, I can't even stop. You out of my league, pretty much. Yes. Because I don't want that kind of energy anymore, right? I'm not looking for a thug. Hold on, let me break it down for you. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Right,
I don't want a thug. I don't want no man with their pants hanging down. I don't want nobody who smoke hanging out in no bars and party on the weekends and still playing video games. Those kind of guys, I don't attract them no more. They're not attracted to me no more, right? It didn't change. That's that energy, right? Before I got here, those kind of guys were attracted to me. Them kind of guys don't even try to talk to me no more, right? something on me in the inside of me change. So when you say, oh, well, how do you know, how do you attract those certain men? Certain men, certain from a certain caliber of men don't even try to step to me no more. They just don't. I don't put out that kind of energy no more, right? I just don't. So now I have men in suits, people who are a bit like what I'm pulling.
Oh, shoot.
Because of how I carry myself. Yes, right? It makes a difference how you carry yourself, right? It makes a difference how you present yourself to people, right? It's presentation. And that's with anything. That's with food. That's with your car. That's just presentation, right? Like you said, you're a biker, right? So other people that are bikers, they automatically know you. They can tell. You can tell, right? You can tell. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't, whatever you are, that's what you attract. Is basically what I'm saying. So because you in the hot rods and motorcycles,
that is very key.
When people meet you, they know, oh yeah, he a biker. Based off of your conversation, they know you ride, right? Based off of your demeanor and how you carry yourself and the things that you wear, they know who you are, right? Most times you don't even gotta tell them. But based off of conversation talking to you, they know that, right? That's what you putting out. That's energy, right? That's
I don't always put out that energy though.
You don't have to. It's a part of who you are as an individual.
But I know you don't know me that well, but I'm gonna tell you this. Most people don't even know that I'm in the cars and the bikes.
But that's hard.
When they see me. No, I'm gonna tell you why. My day to day, every day, I might be out here dressed in a suit, carrying myself business like, because I own 4 businesses. So
you said that last time. Yes, congratulations.
Yeah. So so the thing about it is, I know, but the thing about it is, if I'm rocking like that, they don't know that side of me like that. They looking at, oh, he's about his business.
So you saying ain't nothing on your page, ain't nothing on your phone. Don't nothing say motorcycle about Mike at all. Don't nothing say biker, nothing.
When I'm in my business mode, no.
Well, I don't know. I don't separate the two.
Look. I can separate. I can separate that. I can separate to the street New York. I can separate from the down south New York.
Really?
As in me, yes.
So you got split personalities.
No, but the thing about it is because I can turn it on and turn it off. When I'm doing my business. That's what I'm saying.
Why?
But listen though. When I'm having my suit on doing my business stuff, I'm about that business for that.
Okay.
When in my bike environment, I'm about my business for my bike and cart rides, whatever I'm doing. When I'm in the stuff about anything else, the thing about it is I can turn it on and turn it off is what I'm trying to say to you. Okay. And I have people that's from the business side. Wait a minute, you do what? Nah, we don't see that. They don't see it. They don't see that. And then I have people that's from.
And they're not observant.
No, yes, I think what she's saying, though, Mr. New York, is after they have conversations with you and interactions with you, it tells from out of your personality and your talk.
It still doesn't show. I'm trying to tell you, I'm a different person when I got.
Then you got split personality. Why though?
No, because it's about my business and about making my money. Some of these people, like you said, being around millionaires, I'm around multi-millionaire dudes. We're not talking about that. We're talking about business, investing, and what we're gonna do next.
But they don't have hobbies. Millionaires and billionaires got hobbies too.
Oh, they got hobbies.
Play golf, some of them like
cars. Yeah, they got hobbies. They got hobbies, but here's the thing. When I'm with them, when we talk about my business side, when I'm with them doing business, a lot of the times we're talking about their hobbies, their stuff. Because you want to know why? Majority of multi-millionaires want to talk about themselves. They don't want to talk about what I got going on. And you know what I let them do? I let them talk about themselves, and I tailor myself with themselves. And that's how I ended up getting to that picture still online. I need to put it out on. I got a picture of Warren Buffett and a picture with I don't even know how to pronounce his name. It's Warren Buffett and his name is Salsa. What he do? He's an oil tycoon. That's what he does. He's
from Africa or India?
He is from India.
Okay. Gotcha.
I met the guy from Africa too. And I've also done work for the guy in Africa that brought IT and the cell phones there. The richest guy in Africa. I also got a picture when I met with him. When I'm saying when I'm with those type of people doing stuff, and when I did stuff with Bill Gates, when I did stuff with them and Mark Zuckerberg, I let them talk about themselves. Even Mark, he doesn't even talk much, but I let him talk about himself. Because the thing about it is, we're doing business. I got a business relationship with you. You don't need to know anything else I'm doing that's going to throw you off from the business what we're going to be doing together.
Really?
Really. You got to think about it. You got to think about it. Look at me. Look at me.
Strategic.
They all look at me. They already nervous already. So I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna be myself, but I'm gonna show you what you want to see. And that's what I showed them during that time.
I hear you.
Until after we did business. So no, a lot of them don't know that. I got people on the bike side that don't even know that business side of me. And some of them have seen me and was like, okay, you about getting that bag. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting my bag. That's what I'm doing. And some of them that's been on the business side, they'd be like, nah, we don't even see you doing that. Then when they see me, they're like,
Not even through conversation. But okay, I get you. I hear
no,
you.
not
I
even.
got it.
We're not
I understand.
conversating about that. Most rich guys that I've been around, they're conversating about investing, technology,
Yes.
and what we can bring next to the table and new ideas.
Yes.
And then they're talking about money last. They're talking about money last because they
Yeah.
talking about we got money.
They
Now
talk
we're talking
about
about
things that's
investing.
going to make money.
Yes. Even when I met Elon Musk before Elon Musk, that was one of the things that was talked about. He talked about ideas. Bill Gates, all he talked about was ideas the whole time.
That's right.
So what I'm gonna do? Jump in and say, you know, I ride bikes. I do this. No, I'm not doing that.
No, but
I'm
you
a
said
sit
that
back.
motorcycle. The motorcycle is one of your. We have four, so the motorcycle is one of them, right?
It's one of them. Yeah, it's
Right.
one of them. But
So
that's my hobby. That's my thing. But the thing
okay.
about it is, they're not into that. And the thing about it is, I know we kind of get off topic, but I studied that about them already. They're not into that. So if they're not into that, why am I going to bring it to the forefront?
I got you. I understand. But to bring it back to his point, how we got here was him saying, well, how do you attract that kind of person? And all I'm saying is certain men aren't attracted to me. Certain men are not going to try to talk to me, right? And the way I carry myself, they ain't going to even try. No.
But do you know why? Because you're thinking that for the wrong reasons. I know, but I'm going to tell you why. Even though you don't care, I'm going to tell you why.
I don't care why. Because
I know
not
you
interested.
don't care. No, it ain't that.
And it's going to be a waste of their time.
No, I want to say it because this.
Go ahead, say it.
No, because this is going to help. This is not against you. This is to help. This is to help other people. It's not you. Most guys going to look at it says, you know what? She's too masculine for me. I'm looking for feminine.
That's a lie.
I'm telling you what they're going to say.
That's a lie.
I'm telling you.
No.
I'm telling you.
No.
Look, I'm telling you what they're going to say.
Why are you
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. No, it's because I'm tired of y'all throwing that.
I'm telling you what they're going to say.
I'm tired of y'all throwing that. No, we're going to handle this tonight. I'm tired of y'all throwing that terminology around. Yes, I'm a strong Black woman. Yes, I stand behind it. Not because I have to be, because that's who I am. And a man that's made for me, who my mate is going to be, is not going to be too strong for him. I'm not going to be considered masculine. The people who feel that way, they ain't up to par, right? They got some insecurities, right? That's what that is. Right?
I'm
and I'm gonna stand by that. I don't care how
hold on, Mike. Hold on.
Okay, well, hold on.
Wait a minute.
Wait.
That's insecurity.
So I know it went from you, and then she answered your question. So Brandon, what's your question?
We gonna be honest. Like,
yes, be honest.
It ain't about the masculinity or that. We can take that word out of it.
Sure can.
I'm not confusing what you calling strength though, like being loud and forceful in your opinion is strong.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to be heard because the comment that he said. So I'm not being aggressive. I'm excited, right? I'm
Okay.
excited about what
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking
can
about.
see it.
Yes,
Let
I'm
me
passionate about what I'm
scroll.
talking about because men use that terminology like that's supposed to make us back down. Oh, you're masculine. Don't
I
nobody
didn't
wanna
say
do a
anything
man.
about backing down.
Listen,
I'm just speaking. I'm just
Listen,
speaking.
can I
Wait
finish
1
my
second.
thought?
No, go ahead.
Right?
Come on.
Y'all take that terminology and y'all throw that out there like that's supposed to make me feel something. It doesn't. It don't make me feel no way, right? Because I'm secure in who I am as an individual, right? That doesn't bother me. Oh, can I tell you why they don't want to talk to you? Because they see you as no, they don't. No, they don't. I'm sorry. I'm not me. That may work for somebody else, not me. No, they don't. They do not, right? And that's your opinion. And everybody got one. They like buttholes.
The
right?
thing about it, it's
It's an
not my
opinion.
opinion. I said
It's an
most
opinion.
people would see that. I
It's
didn't
an
say
opinion.
me. I didn't say me. I didn't say New York said
Okay,
that.
so not New
I didn't
York.
say
but
Mike
that's
said that.
No, we can
I
take that
said
off the
most
table.
people would say that.
No, that's
I
not
said
what they
most guys
saying.
would say.
Okay,
No.
so B, go
I know,
ahead and
but
shoot
all
your
I-
next question because I want us to get to some meat of this information.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's move along.
I don't know, man. I kind of got a little sidetracked, man. I kind of got lost in the shuffle
So
right
you
there.
were saying you didn't know about my strength because it me being loud because you tried to make a dig, but it ain't work. So go ahead.
See
Me
what I
being
mean?
loud
Like,
and what else?
that's gonna be rough,
Me
man.
being loud and what else?
Well,
That's
get
just
back
gonna be
Ain't
to
rough.
nobody making a dig.
back
Oh,
to the
no.
See,
meat
there was a
of-
dig.
That's just
I don't
gonna
know.
be rough
You
right
didn't hear
now,
what he
man.
said? He said, I don't know what you call strength. What, being loud and what else? What else did you say? That's a dig, sweetheart. It is. But go
It's-
ahead, finish.
Okay, man.
Finish.
It's gonna be rough, man. It's gonna be rough. You either gonna have to find somebody like we were talking about
No,
earlier.
no.
Mike. I'm talking
Answer
to Mike.
your question.
I'm talking to Mike.
Go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead.
I'm listening. I'm here, bro.
So remember when we talked
Yeah.
about earlier? We were talking about there being people looking for somebody to handle them and what they bring. You know what I mean? Do you see where I'm going with that? Like it's
I know where you're going
why
with that.
What do
like
you
we don't
mean,
even know what.
Brandon?
Okay, so when she says strong, right? I'm strong and I'm this, and I think first of all, I mean I really don't know her like I know y'all two, and I know y'all are strong females. I'm not saying she's not a strong female. I don't know her to say that, but you know, based on the conversation so far tonight, I'm not even sure where we're going. It seems more combative now than it was before. That's all I'm saying. It just seems more combative.
No, it don't.
It don't.
No.
I agree with Brandon on
Well, you a dude. Stick with your dude.
So are you saying that you
No,
feel like it's more
look,
combative
if
the
he was wrong,
last
he was
few
wrong.
minutes? Because I mean,
Yes,
for
because
the
I joined.
last, I mean,
No,
man,
I was
Steph been
actually
kind of
excited
mute
to
and
join.
letting y'all take the
Yeah.
floor for like the last hour and a half.
But we weren't combative.
No, we weren't.
So
We
I'm
just
being
said-
combative. You feel I'm being combative? You feel I'm attacking you?
No, you're not attacking me. You
Oh.
just,
You're not
I just don't
attacking
know
me
where
either.
you are right now and what the conversation is.
You asked the question and I explained.
how
I
do
gave
you-
my answer.
And
So she
the
gave your
question was, the
answer
question was,
on
Like
strength.
obviously he ain't like my answer, but that's
I
cool.
don't think I ever
want-
got it. I don't think I
I
ever got the
want
answer.
you, Brandon, to go
yes,
back
I-
to
yes.
the meat of your point that you wanted.
Yeah,
to
so
get.
Yes.
my question was
Come
how
here.
do you attract the guy? And then my
Oh,
follow-up
sorry.
question was how do you keep the guy? And I'm really interested in knowing how you're gonna keep that man if you get him. How would you keep him?
Not if, sweetheart, when.
So
That
when?
just lets me
When?
know.
Oh,
That's
God,
your
here we
opinion
go.
though, but not if, when.
It's not a pin. He's just asking a question because we
No,
want to know.
but-
I want to know.
Hold on. So
See what I mean?
his
Like, I
question
don't
to
know.
me was, no, I responded to your question, not if, when.
All right,
So
so
when you
him?
get the man of your dreams, how would you keep him? He's saying.
What do you mean how? I don't understand your
So
question.
I
How am
think she
I gonna
kind of
keep
answered
him?
that. She was saying basically earlier her energy, her personality is gonna be at the drawing board from top from the
When the
jump.
right one, no, let me answer it. When the
Okay.
right one comes along, like I said, I'm not gonna be too much for him, right? I'm not gonna be intimidating to him. He
lot of
gonna
fantasy.
love all of me, flaws included, right?
You
Because
ain't
that's
gave
what
no
I'm
strategy.
looking for.
You ain't gave no straight nothing.
You
tangible.
still talking, I didn't hear you.
In the air. There's a lot of stuff in the
I
air.
didn't hear what you said.
It's, you hadn't said anything tangible though. Like,
Like what
it's
though?
like
Oh, you did?
the energy, and he's gonna be
Okay, so let me break it down to you, because okay, let me break it down to you.
Give me some.
Let me break
tangible
it down
stuff.
to you, being that you need something tangible. So
Mm.
what you're asking me, what I bring to the table, besides my intelligence, besides my homemaking skills,
No.
besides the
don't-
fact that I
don't
can
wanna
sit
take it.
there and bring a peaceful atmosphere. You asked me a question, can I answer it? The peaceful atmosphere or the innovative ideas that I carry on the inside of me? Or how about the fact that I can help him birth his dreams and carry them out? Right? That's tangible. You want something else tangible? How about the fact that I'm gonna give him legacy if he doesn't have any already? Help him to keep his name on the earth. Oh, that's not tangible enough for you? How about me helping him build his businesses from the ground up if he needs it, or support him, or be there to have a conversation with him when he's going through his rough patch, or hold him down financially when he can't hold himself down? You want some more tangible?
Yeah, that don't sound like the guy of your dreams though, that you describing
I
that you
didn't
doing.
say that wasn't my comment. That was April's comment. She said the guy of her dreams. I never said that terminology, right? Because I'm a true helpmate, right? My job is to assist, right? And that's my job, to assist him. So that's my tangibles, right? I'm not looking for a guy of my dreams because that don't exist for me, right? But I am looking for a companion who I can grow with, yes, right?
Okay.
I'm looking for somebody who I can grow old with, that's gonna help me mature to where I need, not even to where I need to be, where we can grow together and learn together, yes. That we can walk out our purpose, because I'm looking for a purpose partner. I'm not just looking for a companion or a dream, whoever. I'm looking for a purpose partner, because there's purpose on the inside of me, right?
Yeah,
Why does it sound like you're looking for a business
But
partner? though?
that
No,
doesn't
I'm not.
mean though,
That's
your
your
dream
opinion.
job can be purpose.
No,
It could be
I'm
all
just
that.
listening to what you're saying.
But what I'm saying is, there, to me, there's no such thing as perfect, because I'm imperfect, right? There's no perfect. I'm flawed. As human beings, we all are flawed, right?
True.
So there is no perfect, right? However, there is compatible, right?
Right.
Like I said, whoever I'm compatible with, I'm not gonna have that issue with. What you know who I am, and I know who God has created me to be. And if he's created me to be something, he's also created someone else that's gonna be able to walk with me and all the stuff that I carry, right? Not just for me, that's for you and everybody else sitting in this room. So it's not a matter of if, it's when, right? Because it all goes back to, it's a biblical standpoint for me. I'm a rib, and that I'm sure of. I'm a rib, I belong to somebody, right? So my personality, my mouth, as you so say, Brandon, all of that, that's not going to be an issue for my person who I'm compatible with. He going to love all of it. Okay, yeah. He going to love all of me.
The
Flaws
selfishness.
included.
He gonna love the selfishness and all that too.
But didn't you say he was going to love the hell out of me? You said that last week. You didn't change stuff?
I
Oh,
just want to know. I just want to know will he be able to put his toothbrush in his shoes now?
eventually, yes.
So
I love
Look.
her. She's
Oh my
funny.
goodness.
She's
y'all
like
done got
a ball of
Shanicia
energy,
yet.
man.
Y'all ain't get me, but y'all ain't asked Steph any questions yet.
Yeah.
because
Step-
she came and took up. I want that stuff.
Well,
Hey, go ahead, Mike. Go
I'm gonna
ahead,
be,
Mike.
let me, wait, hold on, let me mute myself.
My bad, Step. We ain't mean to leave you out like that, Step.
No,
We're
y'all.
not, we're not, leaving- we're not leaving Steph just sitting back letting it go.
Step naturally kind of quiet anyway until she get, you know what I mean, get comfortable with you. So, bad, Step. What would you like to say, Step, to add to what we're talking about?
Okay, wait a minute. As far as what?
Yeah, I don't know.
Right.
So let's say, Step. So, Step, what are some strategies that you would apply to get the man or attract the man that you're looking for, or to or how do you prepare yourself to receive the man that you're looking for? I'll
Much
probably.
better. Say it.
That's a new
Go
question,
away.
Brandon. That's a new question now.
No, he just rephrased it. It's the same question. He just rephrased it, which made sense. Because
Well,
you can
I
want,
gotta
but
be
are you
careful
ready
how
to
I say
receive
it. I
that?
gotta be careful how I say it. You know what I mean? I gotta
Yeah.
be careful.
Go ahead, Steph.
How do I prepare myself to receive the man that I want?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, for one, mentally, I'm gonna have to be able to go in with an open mind, willing to learn him and how he is, for one. Also, just growing, seeing how we grow together or whatever, because that's good. And, once again, back to consistency, the communication, compatibility, as Shanicia said. So, all those things kind of play a role in that. But then, like April said, being an independent individual or so forth, being able to allow him to do what he does and, be, I don't know how she said the other word that she said, but anyway, interdependent or whatever or whatnot. So yeah, it's just a matter of, me personally making sure that I'm doing what I need to do as a woman to make sure that I'm being the woman to that man that he deserves, because he deserves a good woman just as well as I deserve a good man.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. Damn, that's a pretty damn good answer, Steph.
You know what, Steph?
Why you at
You
it?
know what?
Oh, did I cuss?
You're good, Brandon. I'm just asking why
You know
you
what,
being
Steph?
so
I gotta
quiet.
applaud
Like,
that, Steph.
Steph.
I can't edit myself for so long, April.
You know what? I applaud Steph, and if Steph wasn't my cousin, I'd probably marry her tomorrow. But
hey, don't say that out loud again, Mike. But I feel you though.
I know somebody gonna be like, "Oh, no, you heard what Mike just said." No, that's not.
But Steph ain't do nothing but she composed everything everybody said along with her own stuff.
But
No,
that's
how she said it, and she said,
with her own
and she said the communication piece, which is big for me. Remember, I talked about that before.
And taking the time to learn somebody.
You said communicate with understanding, but that has to be on both parties.
Right, it does.
Definitely. But we want honest communication. Are we able to handle honest communication?
So, Brandon, I want you to touch bases on that post that you sent to me on Facebook the other day.
Remind me what they was talking about.
They were talking about transparency of men, the man that sent the woman the money for.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it's a show. The guy he approached the lady. He told her he wanted to give. This is a guy like, I guess what we would call dream guy. He approached her and told her he would give her $10,000 to sleep with him, right? All right, that one. So she turned him down because, like, how dare you approach me that way, right? And so this guy that was in the group, he was like, well, how was the sex? And she was like, well, I didn't sleep with him. And he was like, why not? You know what I'm saying? You're attracted to him. He was the guy. He's the type of guy that you're looking for. And she was like, well, it's the approach. And he said, well, if he'd approached you and took you on 3 or 4 dates and spent $10,000, and then just spent $10,000 on you on those dates, you'd eventually given it up to him anyway. And she was like, well, yeah, but it's because of, it's kind of like on her own accord, I think she was saying.
Right.
So like, to me, that's, which one is honest? You know what I mean? Which one is honest? That's kind of weird to me. You know what I mean? What do y'all think about that kind of situation?
Well, with that being said, I mean, I understand either way you look at it, it's still the same thing. You're still spending $10,000, you're still getting what you want, but it's the delivery of it. Mm-hmm. So therefore, with that being said, She has respect for herself not to sit up there and sleep with you just for the $10,000. But if you're taking her out and you're spending time with her and you spend the same $10,000, not only did she get your time and the money, she got to know you a lot better than just sleeping with you for the money.
I like to know what 3 dates cost $10,000.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hypothetical he was giving, man.
Right.
I know. I'm just laughing at that part. Like,
Yeah, where he take her to? They wanted to buy or something? Like, God darn.
So this was that show that Lisa Ray starred in a few years. It might have been about 8 years back.
Yeah, I think was
one with,
Union that was in it, and was that Gabrielle Union?
Stacey Dash.
Stacey Dash.
Mm-hmm.
that girls thing that used to come on BET or whatever that was, VH1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I ain't even watched the show. I just remember seeing the commercials.
Yeah. So I used to watch that show. But it's been about maybe 8 to 10 years ago though.
What if his goal was just to sleep with her? Would he be wrong if he don't talk to her no more after he sleep with her after those 3 or 4 dates?
I mean, it depends on the reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
All he wanted to do was sleep with her in the beginning. That's why he said, "I'll give you $10,000 to sleep with you."
I mean, to me, it depends on the reasoning, because if you done led me on to make me think that it's more than what it's going to be, then you're wrong. But however, if you come to me direct and say, like he did initially say, $10,000 to sleep with me, and then if I agree to it, then we already got that understanding that's all it's going to be.
But on the flip side to that, April, he asked in the beginning to sleep with her for $10,000. She didn't want to do it. So he was like, okay, I still want what I want. So let me do what I can do to get what I want to get. Either way, he didn't mislead her, because at the end of the day, he only wanted to sleep with her for $10,000.
That's all he wanted to do. He just wanted to sleep.
He was honest. He was just honest.
Right. He was honest, but you can be honest. And if I say that I'm not interested in that, and if you still try to mislead me, then you're not being honest. Your honesty is taking a turn, because I'm already telling you I'm not down for what you're saying you're down for. And if you're still trying to get me, knowing that that's not who I am, then you're starting to lie. You ain't honest no more.
I mean, I can see that.
Because you're manipulating me then, because now you're trying to make me think that you with what I'm with.
April, no. How can you be misled after that? You know what I'm saying?
Because
like,
say for instance, if you say, April, I'm gonna give you $5,000 to sleep with me, and if I say I ain't with that, you got me messed up, I ain't that type of girl. And then you come back and say, okay, I understand, I got you messed up, you ain't that type of girl. I would really still like to go out with you. I would still like to get to know you, blase, blase, blase. We go on 4 or 5 days. We talk, months go by, and then you sleep with them, and then you cut them off and don't talk to them no more. Then that has became something totally different.
But delivery changed. That delivery changed. So at that point, then yes, you have been misled.
Yeah.
No, you misled yourself. If I'm gonna have to be like Shanicia on that, like, nah, he showed you who he was up front. You know what I'm saying? So if he continues, kind of like,
come on back in, Shanicia. Come on back in.
People can show you who they are up front and then try to change stuff up though, because I mean, that's just like saying up front, a man can say he did, you marry him, and then y'all get divorced 5 years later, and you say, well, I showed you who I was up front, but you played and you lied and you connived and you did the most. If that's the case, marriages would last forever. If women lived by that, and if men lived by that, right? They would last forever, because they'd be like, well, you showed me who you was from the jump. She showed me who she was from the jump. Might as well stay together forever.
A lot of people, from my understanding, I mean, I've never been married, and to be honest with you, I do want to cross that boat, but then seeing the people around me that has been married and divorced, it's like, oh, is it worth it? But I'm sorry, I kind of got off track with what I was saying. But the thing is, from my understanding, a lot of people do what they're supposed to do. When they sign that name on that paper, all hell breaks loose and they flip the script. And that person that they married is no longer the person that they was dating before they got married.
Usually that is the case, and usually this step, usually is people, and I just gotta say it like this, what I've seen, people will prepare for the wedding, but not prepare for the marriage.
For the marriage.
So,
I said that earlier. Yep.
So do not let that discourage you, because what happened to somebody else, that may not happen with you.
Right.
Trust me, been married, been there, done that. And the thing about it is, I don't let discourage me from if I want to get married because of what I went through with the person I was married to. Because they, as you said, flip the script, that's what they did. And it happened like based right after, and it kept happening, kept happening, kept happening. The thing about it is, Steph, all I want to say is this: do not let it discourage you. You meet that right person and everything's clicking right, and that man wants to marry you and give you his last name,
Consistently.
that too. But if that man wants to marry, give you your last name, and y'all are really feeling like y'all won, don't stop it because you could say something that happened to somebody else that's gonna happen to us. That may not happen.
No, I mean, me personally, I don't 100% feel that way, but sometimes it can, like you said, it can be a little discouraging. But at the end of the day, it also depends on each individual. What are your values? What are your morals? What do you really believe in? What does marriage mean to you?
Yes.
It says
And
that you're a
that's what
death
counseling's for.
Yes.
That's what counseling's for
Morals
before
versus
marriage.
personality. Absolutely.
Yes. I need to know what you like when you broke. I need to know what you like when you mad. I need to know what
You need
you
to
like.
see them in all 4 seasons.
All
See them in
4
all
seasons.
4
I need
seasons.
to see that.
I just had this conversation. Actually, my podcast Friday is about that on Friday night. You can definitely tune in this Friday. Seeing somebody in all 4 seasons. I had this conversation with somebody about who they're with. I said, you need to make her mad. Why am I make her mad? So you can see how she is when she's mad. I said, and he was like, I don't want to make somebody mad. Okay, so when she gets mad and y'all already married, you don't know what she's like. If you don't get to see them 4 seasons right now, you only see 2. What about you've never seen her mad? No, I never seen her mad except for stuff at work. No, you need to see her mad at you to see if you're gonna handle it. Because mad at work is 2 different things to me. Mad at you. I said.
So what do men want to see out of women when they get mad, Brandon and Mike?
I'm gonna let Brandon go first.
This is supposed to be
I don't want to make her mad. I don't know. I'm gonna see how Mike ride with this guy. I don't want to make her mad.
I'm gonna tell you. And here's the thing. I don't want to say, "Oh, Mike, trying to make." I'm not trying to make nobody mad. What I'm saying is, if being mad at you versus being mad at everybody else.
So how do you want her response to be?
I want it to be an adult response. Come talk to me. Don't yell at me. Definitely don't raise your hands and want to fight. Talk. Yeah. If you have to go and blow off some steam for a minute, then come back and talk. Go do that. We adults at the end of the day. If you that mad at me for anything, just walk off for a minute, breathe. Let's come back. Let's talk about it. Because I might not even know you mad at me. It might be something simple as, oh, you didn't answer your phone and I'm calling you on your way home. Well, dang, my phone didn't ring. I didn't get anything. But you mad at me as soon as I come in the door and you and I just stepped one foot in the door and I'm like, well, I didn't get a chance to even tell you. I don't have a missed call from you. You didn't call me. What I'm saying is take time, blow off steam for a minute and communicate, but communicate in an adult, civil way. You do that, you're gonna get a lot of, because if we both arguing and yelling at one another, first of all, words gonna be said that shouldn't be said, and not only that, that's the most important thing. Words gonna be said that shouldn't be said, and not only that, we're not even gonna listen to each other. And then it's gonna go further than what it is. And at the end of the day, now we both sitting here mad, and it was something else, and now we bringing in other crap, especially when people, because I'm not gonna say women, because if I say women, when people bring up stuff that y'all already settled from way back whenever, whether it was a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, whatever. See, it was just like the situation with this a year ago. But wait a minute, I thought we settled a year ago. Why are you bringing that in this with this? My thing is, that's why communication is so big with me, because if we don't communicate like that, as adults and being civil, we're not going to get anywhere. We just gonna argue all the time, and I'm not gonna argue because I'm a person. I don't argue. If I get mad, I'd be like, you know what? Let's rest for a minute. Let me walk this way. Or if I get really pissed off, I'm gonna let you argue, and I'm gonna say, "Are you done yet?" That's gonna piss you off even more because now I done said them words, and it's gonna look, Steph, woo, it's gonna piss you off even more, and we didn't get nothing settled, resolved. Let's not do
Shanisha
that. We
said she
that
want to
pissed
add
off.
to that.
Huh?
Shanisha want to add
No,
to that. She got a
for
hand up.
when he says when people, from my point of view, when people bring up stuff from the past, they're trying to create the pattern, meaning that's
Right.
a behavior that you're consistently repeating. So when they say, oh, but you did this such and such and such, because they want you to see the pattern that you're displaying, right? Because that may have happened a year or maybe 3 months or it may be 6 months. However, it's consistent, right? So it's letting you know that you didn't change that behavior. That's what,
Sometimes
from my
it
standpoint.
don't be a pattern. Okay, but I'm letting you know. Sometimes it don't be a pattern. Sometimes
That's not.
I'm telling you from my point of view. I've seen women hold something in a pocket and like, yeah, I'm gonna hold this over here because when he go and say this, I'm gonna throw this right at him. I'm gonna troop, 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 and you like, dang, and then you looking stuck for a minute because she done threw something from way left field that ain't got nothing what we doing with. But I understand what you're saying about the pattern part. I really understand what you're saying about the pattern part. But it's a way you present it. Don't just throw it at him because then he's like, okay, now you throwing this at me. Now I'm gonna throw this at you. Then y'all just throwing daggers at one another. Y'all just juggling daggers at one another instead of saying, hey, I'm bringing up a situation. This happened XYZ amount of time ago. This is showing the same pattern. Remember how we resolved that during that time?
Right, and so my next question is going to kind of go off of that, and I want you and Brandon to give 4 keys for resolution for understanding.
Resolution for understanding when there's an issue?
Yeah. So that's 2 on 2, 2 from you, 2 from him.
Well, while Brandon thinking, I can already tell you. I just gave one of them. If we're in that argument space and you're that pissed off, we'll solve them and then come back. Let's sit down and talk like civil adults. Let's communicate like civil adults. That's number 1. Number 2, don't throw a dagger and don't call me out of my name either. Because you have some people that would do that because they're that pissed off. They would do that and then it causes more corruption, as I want to call it.
So you're just communicating and no name calling, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's be adults and let's really communicate and let's understand each other. Like if you got an issue and you explain it to me, don't just take me saying yeah, because I may think you saying this and you're really saying this.
Right.
Have me say this basically. April, is you saying, well, did you understand what I was saying? I'm like, yeah, okay. Well, what did you get out what I was saying? Have me repeat what I think I'm getting what you're saying. Mm-hmm. And then you can say, no, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is blah, 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 blah. And then I can be like, okay, do you mean this and this? Yeah, that's what I mean. Boom, now we got to understand it. Because some people will communicate and then, you know, they'll be like, oh, okay. And they're thinking one thing and you really saying something else.
I got you. What about you, Brandon?
I was thinking listening, man. Like that kind of piggybacks off the communication thing. But like a lot of times, sometimes, especially when emotions is high and people are arguing, we kind of hear things the way that we want them to sound instead of what's being said. You know what I mean? It take things out of context that way. You know what I mean? So I think both parties have to be willing to listen to each other. You know what I mean? So because like I was thinking when they was talking about somebody not being mad, I think somebody's lying. If you've been together 6 months and she ain't been mad yet, she ain't being honest about something. You know what I mean? Just being around somebody, I don't care who it is. Mike, if I hang out with you that during 2 weeks, you're gonna get mad at me about something. You know what I mean? Like even if it's small, you know. But we can talk it out. You feel what I'm saying? And I got to be willing to hear what if she got an issue with me. I would have to put my pride to the side and listen to what that issue is, and not necessarily have a rebuttal. And just listen. You know, she might be right, and I might not even agree at that moment. You know what I mean? And I might have something to say. You know what I'm saying? I probably will have something to say back. You know what I mean? But I think that comes with growing with the person. And I would say conflict resolution. Be willing to be wrong, man.
So y'all's are pretty similar.
Yeah, very similar. I you know, simple. Men are simple. You know,
simple. She's saying we simple.
I gotta do it, April. I gotta do it, man. I just
You know, Brandon, we can say we simple all day long. They will disagree or whatever, because the thing about it
No,
is,
no, no.
how
Mike,
simple.
you keep putting everybody in one box. You just said they will. April did. Steph did not. So
I
some.
said they. I don't mean it got to be Steph. When I say, okay, let me phrase it from they.
Yes.
April thinks that we're just gonna say April. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just say.
I think we just got to go into relationships. Just understand. Nobody nobody is strong. Most times today, people don't go into relationships with the mindset of work. It's going to be work. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe some people, depends on who the
Old
person
schoolers
is. Huh?
I think people with old school mentalities do.
Mhm.
They do, but how many of them got old school mentalities these days?
A lot of us do.
Right. Like relationship. Now it shouldn't be laborious, toilsome work. Like, you know what I'm saying? It shouldn't be
Right.
that, you know what I mean? Like it shouldn't be slave work. Like, god darn, all the time is something. But it takes work to be with somebody for the remainder of your life. You know?
Right. It's
And you
going
gotta
to take hard work and dedication.
and a lot of as the Bible would say, die to yourself daily.
Mm-hmm.
I think relationships speed that process up a little bit sometimes. You know what I mean? Because your partner can show you things about yourself that you otherwise probably wouldn't have seen if they weren't there, even if they brought it out you in an unrighteous way. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even if they was argumentative and acting crazy or whatever, and then you react a certain way that you may not even know that you had in you to react. You would have never seen that in you if that wouldn't occur from that partner. You know, like I could say I found parts of myself that was selfish that I didn't know was there through my last relationship. And I actually, if I wanted to make myself right in the situation, I could blame it on the other person if I wanted to, you know what I mean? But that's not really going to get you anywhere personally. I'm about personal growth first. So I had to look at myself and be like, dang, I can't blame me being selfish on what this person does. I'm being selfish and I don't want to be a selfish person. So from that point on, I never gave myself an excuse to be selfish because this person is not doing what I think they should do, or making me feel the way I think they should make me feel, or they not, you know, like that's where the accountability piece kind of comes in for me, you know.
Correct.
And I feel like relationships can speed that process up for you. And I think we want somebody to make life easier a lot of times. And I just think relationships is just going to be challenging because God want to pull the best out you. He don't want you to have a easy life. He wants you to have a better life and the best life you can have.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that take going through that fire. You know what I mean? You got to go through that fire so you can burn that. You can you know how they refine gold and they put the gold up under the fire and the draw, all the dirty stuff falls off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I think a good mate is always pushing you to be better.
Always.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's
It's
their
hard.
job, I think, pushing you to be better.
And
Encouraging,
understanding how to do that.
affirming. Mm-hmm.
Because somebody like say Step is she's kind-hearted, she's soft-spoken, you know, she ain't no pushover or nothing like that, but she might not react the same way to me saying, man, what you talking about, man? Shut up. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I might not even mean it like how that, you know what I mean? I might just be, some people just talk like that. But that might be something I can't say to her,
Right.
but I might be able to say that to, we'll say April. You know, April probably want to fight me or something, you know what I mean? But but she might can understand that and not take it personally, you know what I mean? Based on our relationship. you know, so just be willing to grow with the person that you choose, you know, because you chose them.
Mm.
You chose them, so be willing
All
to
right.
grow with them.
So what is something you're looking for to commit? Number
you
one
mean?
thing you're looking for to commit.
What do you mean?
To commit to someone that you see that you want and part of your life long term. What is number one thing you're looking for to make that move?
Oh man, accountability is huge for me. As always, because accountability takes away a lot of BS. Because before you even bring something to me, you might figure out that you might have just been tripping.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Take that time to evaluate.
I like that.
Yeah, I do that all the time. You know what I mean? Like I get mad at something and then I think about, I self-evaluate, and I be like, you know what? I might even go tell her and be like, you know what? I was mad at you earlier today, man, but I figured it out. I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you about it. You know what I mean? If you want to hear why I was mad, which she probably will, you know, but yeah, I was tripping, man. And I realized this is where I was tripping at. And yeah, so I appreciate you for just listening to me tell you I'm tripping. You know what I mean? Thank you. And not be, yep, you do it all the time. Yeah, I don't need all that, man. Just listen to me tell you. Let me tell you I was wrong. Cause now I'm gonna be like, see, why you gotta do all that? Then it'll turn into something. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
Okay.
but what else would I like for
No, I did say number one. Go ahead, Mike. What's your
number one, got you, boom.
Well, you know, I already said the communication piece. So
that's your
that
number
was my
one thing
biggest
to
thing.
commit?
But that's not my number one thing to commit.
Okay.
My number one thing to commit is loving, caring, and understanding. Nobody's perfect. If let's just say, for instance, I mess up with something. It can be something simple as making a wrong turn. Shout out my guy, send bad prayers for him as he get well. He made a whole joke about this. Brandon, if me and you riding together and we trying to go somewhere and I miss a turn, you like, yo, you missed your turn back there. We're gonna laugh it off the clap. I'm gonna do a U-turn. If me and April, just say me and you riding together, I miss a turn, not saying you would do that, but you may look at me like, why you miss a turn? Oh my God. Don't freak out. I can go and turn around. But don't have the whole night ruined because I missed a turn. And I'm using that as not just for that, I'm using it as a metaphor too. If I make a wrong turn from what we trying to do or something we trying to get close to, or anything we trying to build to, be either to say, you know what, I think the decision that you want to make and the way you want to go, give me your input. Give me your honest input. Like, say, you know what, I think we should do this, do that. Even though it may hurt, it may be a point where I'm like, nah, I'm gonna sit and think, because I'm gonna take what you're saying in consideration, because I know you're looking out for the best of me and you. You're looking for the best for all of us, period, in this situation. So I said, you know what? Let me see what she's talking about. Let me see if it's another way. And what I mean by also loving as well, especially me, I lost a lot of loved ones along the way, and it's just past experiences. If you've never experienced that, and you know this person done lost somebody, and you with me, and I done lost somebody close to me, and I done lost this many people back to back to back this close, be supportive. Be very supportive. Even if you never been through that, be supportive, because that goes a long way with me. That you was there to rub my back. Because like Brandon said, us, man, we got feelings too. You know, we got a lot of feelings. And the thing about it is, for the situation I was in, they wasn't in. They was there, but wasn't there. And I try to make an excuse for it, like as in saying, oh, because they never been through this, but no, it wasn't that. There was so much involved with themselves. They got to be somebody that's, because I'm going to give you all of me. I'll be involved with you and be this and that and this, even things that I don't even want to be going to, or things I don't want to be doing. But I know that's something you want to go do. And you want me to go, I'm there with you. I'm just saying, give me the same respect as well. Give me the same thing. I'm going through something, and I'm telling you what I'm going through. Be understanding what I'm going through. It may not make sense to you, especially if I'm doing something with business or something like that. But you know what? Be there as support. That's it. Easy, simple. I ain't even ask for no money because I don't need money. I take care of myself, take care of me and mine. My thing is just be there. That love, support, and understanding what's going on, what I'm going through, stuff like that. Because I'm gonna be that for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna be that type of. I'm not to April, like I told you earlier today. I'm that type of dude where the weekend comes, I'm cleaning your car, filling up your tank. So Monday, when it's time for you to go back to work or go do whatever you're gonna do, oh, I didn't get. Oh, wait a minute, my tank already full. After a while, it'd be a blur. You won't even be thinking about that because I've been and did all that all the time. It's like, I already know you clean my car on gas full. I ain't got to worry about that. I've been to spoil the hell out of somebody. I know my
Can you
damn
come
bike is
fill up
full
my
right now.
tank, please? Thank you.
That's why I was laughing because I see her over there dying.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it because I got it sitting on whenever I'm talking. It's the last person that talked, then it went to April. So I'm just saying that's the kind of type of person I am. I'm thoughtful like that. I check it. I mean, I'm a car person too, as y'all know. So your car gonna be looked at every week. Fluid's gonna be topped off. Everything's gonna be checked to the point. All you do is get in and you going where you going. But I'm still gonna tell you, listen up for this man. I'm not advertising. I'm just saying.
Good marketing,
I'm just
baby.
saying.
Good
I'm just
marketing.
saying. I'm that good dude. Where I'm gonna do
You
all
had
that.
me at the gas tank, April.
Oh my God, my box about to get full now. Can you give me some gas, bruh? No. The thing about it is, if I'm doing all those little things and I'm taking care of everything that you ain't got to even worry about, and I'm asking just the simple stuff from you, it shouldn't be no problem.
However, I do want to clarify for whoever is watching that these are single men. So if you are advertising, that is okay.
I am advertising.
He said he gonna fill up that gas tank. I better hit that inbox.
I just want to clarify that though, because I mean, if you're looking, you may have said somebody might be watching who could be those things that we've been discussing.
But April, what if I have found already?
Possibilities.
Repeat what you said.
I said, what if I found already and I'm just waiting on her?
Then what?
Then he
I'm
pretty much
waiting on her.
spoken for.
I'm waiting on her. She already know. I ain't say I'm spoken for. I'm
Not
still
yet.
single, but I already spoke my piece already. I'm waiting on her. She know who she is. Do I got to name names?
This boy killing it right now.
Do I got to name names? She know who she is.
Yes.
And she might be watching.
Let's keep it going.
Hey.
Who's that?
That remind me of an old 90s R&B song.
She might be watching right now.
Wait a minute.
Look. Now people gonna try to find out who she is. Who?
All right.
I'm gonna say,
hold
on. Let me correct this real quick before we go ahead. It's not my cousin Steph. Steph is my cousin, so it's not her. So please do not. I don't want nobody to think it's her. No. So
what you doing, Mike?
Because people weird on the internet these days, so I got to make sure.
Look at Steph holding her head like.
I got to make sure that people
April,
know
what
it's
you
not
waiting
Steph.
on, girl?
Let's keep it going. Who's next? Any other questions or concerns?
Nah, not for me.
I ain't saying nothing else. And I know that this about to get real. April, get ready because that whole box will get full because people gonna probably want to find out who it is. They're gonna guess and speculate. I just hope she watching.
Okay.
Hey, tag her.
What it is?
I'm on the front sheet already.
What is it?
Tag her, man.
I already told you who it's not. So
Steph, do you have any questions?
What's the fourth letter in her first name? I think it's coming together. I think it's coming together.
But wait, I think y'all are making a good couple though.
Who?
Oh, for real.
Who? Wait a minute. I missed something. Who?
Never mind.
Ain't no never mind. You don't put it out there now. Who you talking about?
Oh man, it went over your head.
Don't put yourself on mute now. Oh, don't do it now. She's gonna throw something out there and then put herself on mute. Boy, that's just like her. Just put herself on mute.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
And then she come just to say, "Don't say it." I'm gonna say it. Anyway,
So,
April,
Steph,
go
do you
ahead.
want to
I'm sorry.
address them with anything?
No, it's like, okay, so in a relationship, so say for instance, if you had a hard day at work, you know, something might have happened at work, and she had a hard day as well. At what point, or how do you know how to handle that situation if both of y'all have had hard days? Like, how will you know who they could be maybe held back? You see what I'm saying? And you be there and be supportive of the other one.
Man, that
Well,
should
first
be
of all,
a practice every day, though.
Why would you
Yeah.
have to choose?
Right.
Yeah,
I
you
totally
shouldn't have to
agree. Like, that
choose
should be a
at
practice
all.
every day. Like relationships is about sacrifice from not sacrifice like oh, I gotta just do what this person say and what I do, but like you notice your person is having a bad day or whatever kind of day they having, like you got to study your mate, you know what I mean? And that you should always be practicing that anyway, you know what I mean? How to kind of ease them a little bit, you know what I mean? So it should be already part of the routine at some point.
If y'all know each other, if y'all
Yeah,
are
if you take-
having
right.
some type of bond, then
Right,
you
if you
gonna
put
know
work in.
when he off, and he should know when you off. But y'all both there to comfort each other, so that doesn't
Right.
make my day less of important because I had a crappy day and his was worse. Like if y'all know each other,
Right.
if y'all like, see, I guess because like I said, I'm a different breed, so I'm looking for something, right? Like you said, you should be able to feed off each other's energy. Like you said, he should be able to finish my conversation when we're talking, right? That's what you said, right? So if I came home, he's like, "Hey, babe, what's wrong?" Because you off, right? Something is off. And vice versa. When he come home, you like, "Hey, you had a bad day." Because you could do that with your girlfriend. You could call your girl on the phone and she'll be like, "What's wrong with you? What's going on with you?" I can hear it in your voice, right? It should even be more so with the mate you choose to settle down. Like, "Hey, you good? You all right? I hear something in your voice," but he should feel the same. He should be able to detect that in you also. Not that I have to, well, I ain't gonna say nothing because he had it. It shouldn't be that way because his day is not more important than yours. Y'all are equally important. It's a relationship, right? It shouldn't be, "Oh, well, his day was worse than mine, so I ain't gonna even talk about my day. Let him get his off." That's not a relationship.
No,
That's
yeah,
one
both should
side.
be talking.
That's
Even
a
though for me,
one-sided situation, right?
right,
Because
Yeah.
we're
Right,
both
even though-
important, but no one is more important than the other.
Yeah.
right. Even though for me, I'm like, I want my lady to go first. I want to hear about her day, and then I'll tell her about mine, and then we'll discuss it. And then we'll discuss whatever after that. Then we're gonna leave it alone because I don't want to bring all that work stuff home.
Right.
Home is my peace.
And you
Matter
gotta
of
know
fact,
your
I'm gonna
person.
discuss it. I'm discussing on the phone with you before I get home. So when I get home, we ain't talking about that.
Leave work at work.
And
Yeah.
see, I
Make it
probably
at the door.
won't say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing at first. Like I probably walk in, and she might be on some like, "What's wrong with you? You all right?" I don't want to talk about it right now, man. Let's cook some dinner, man. What you want to eat? And then during the process of doing that, I'm gonna get to telling her, like, "Man, let me tell you about this dude, man." You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause that's how I am, though. You know what I mean? That's
Right.
like I don't necessarily just want to just talk about it outright. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say you just got to know your person too. You know, like
There it is. That sums that all up. Know the person you with, so you know how to handle that situation.
Did I answer your question, Steph?
Mm-hmm.
You got anything else you would like?
so that dude ain't acknowledge your hard day, man.
Who? Shoot, I ain't got no dude.
She said, "I ain't got no
Everybody else
dude."
speaking from current experience right now, so I just thought you was adding to it.
I mean, but it can be some selfish men out there, they want to talk, but they really don't care about how your day was or whatever happened. But no, I mean, I don't have a dude or whatever, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, just a general question.
Okay, cool.
If anybody's listening out here, my cousin Steph is available. Y'all, please hit up her inbox on Facebook. She's looking for a nice young man between the age. Okay, now.
Never mind.
That number is
So now you-
555-9477.
777-311. That's it.
777-9.
Hit up on IG. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll
real.
let that alone for her.
I don't know. Any other questions, April? Because I
Any
got
questions, Shanicia?
Yeah, Shanisha.
She's
All
taking
right,
a nap.
Shanicia says she doesn't have any more questions and steps. So everybody on here is comfortable. Shanicia is not available.
No, Shanisha is not available. NOT.
April is not available. B, Mr. New York and Steph are available.
Oh my God. I guess
G
I
and
guess I
Mr.
am.
New York is on the other side of the United States. However, if y'all are looking for them, if y'all are on
I'm not on the other side of the United States. I am in the United States. I'm everywhere.
Boy, you kicking that game tonight, bro.
Steph is
That's
the
Mr.
South.
Visa right there. That's Mr. Visa. He everywhere you want to be.
Exactly.
I smell something. What I'm smelling? I smell something.
Yeah.
B, I'm gonna let you close us out because this has really been your show, dude. I just been actually
I didn't think it was,
I just
you
been
know,
riding the tail.
I thought it went kind of like you know, I don't know, but everybody bow your head and close your eyes.
Really?
No, we're not gonna close like that, man.
May the Lord what? No.
I do look forward to the next conversation that we have, and I think for a large part, men and women, we have a lot that we want to get off our chest. But next conversation, maybe have it geared towards, I would like to talk more about how we build together, how we get back to where we need to be, because we can always point out flaws in each other. Yeah, I mean, that's the easiest thing to do. And we all got ways that we all feel strong in our opinions, you know, but at the end of the day, man, it's about how we gonna fix this, how we gonna build, especially in the Black community, man. We ain't looking so good in the Black community overall. You know what I mean? Certain sections, yes.
I agree.
Overall, we ain't looking so good. So we got to figure out how we can build. And even though we get on each other's nerves as men and women, we need each other. I don't care how you slice. You know what I
The way
mean?
God intended it.
Yep. And we supposed to get on each other's nerves a little bit, you know what I mean? To challenge each other so we can grow. So
and to see each other in 4 seasons.
Yep. Even with the conversation that we've been having, man, I think it's good for people to see it happening exactly how it happens. You know what I mean? But that would be something that I will be thinking on for next time. If there's gonna be a next time, April, is there gonna be a next time?
I'm open.
You open? I see what you're doing, April. I see what you're doing, April. I see. It's nothing bad. It's nothing bad. I'll tell you. But that's it for me, man. I just want to build. I don't mean no harm. I know I can make people mad, but I don't mean no harm. Ain't no malice in my heart. You know what I mean? Ain't no malice in my heart.
I appreciate that. I appreciate each and every one of you guys that were able to come on tonight. I know you could be anywhere else, however you decided to be here, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Brandon, for really kicking out your knowledge and wanting to get points across and wanting to share for other men who may be listening and women. Thank you, Mr. New York, for your stands on everything and sharing. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you, April.
You're very welcome. So y'all keep up the good work. Y'all have young men, so young men need to hear this.
Yes.
I have young men, so you know.
Yep, and I love them all. We need them too.
Yeah. So y'all keep up the good work. Keep being a great example in your community. Keep on being the awesome Black men that you guys are. We appreciate y'all. Y'all are wanted.
That feels
you know
good.
what? Sometimes that's all we need to hear.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sometimes that's
Thank
all we
you.
need to hear
Thank
because the
you. It's
world
that
already beating
simple.
us
So
up
we simple.
already.
We
Yeah.
simple.
Y'all ain't
See how that-
simple. However, that is
Just
not
say
simple.
y'all
That's
ain't simple.
striking
Oh my
ego.
God, we not simple. That's simple.
Oh
That
man,
was the
But
simplest thing
that
right
felt
there. That's
good, man.
sometimes
Yeah.
all we need to hear.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
But thank you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
y'all know
You
that.
need-
Y'all keep on influencing. Know that y'all want it. Y'all are needed. Y'all make a difference in our lives. Regardless of what people put off, guess what? Everybody needs a strong male in their life and they want it. So keep up the good work.
Thank you. Thank you. Well,
You're very
I'm going to get out of here, man.
Thank you.
Until next time.
All right. Y'all have a great night.
Bye-bye.
Same to you.
Bye.
Yeah.